save the planet. So save your energy and money with natural gas. And if you already are, keep saving with Summit Utilities. Learn more at summitutilities.com/benefits.
Joe Klein here for Bet Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
You bet it is, Joe. And football is in the air, which means Bet Saracen has everything you're looking for and more right there on your cell phone.
Now everyone can get in the game and follow your favorite team.
And that's right on the money. If putting down a little wager makes your favorite game a little more exciting, we'll go to the app stores and download Bet Saracen. We even got a demo video to show you how to play.
Or find it at betsaracen.com.
The love of football defines fall weekends, and in many homes, our families. But it's demanding sport that can cause injury. That's why UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is on sidelines and in locker rooms for high schools and colleges across the state, ready to care for athletes with clinics in Central and Northwest Arkansas. UAMS Health, official orthopedics and sports medicine provider for Razorback Athletics and future Razorbacks all over Arkansas. Learn more at uams.health/team.
Located in a beautiful Clyde part of Arkansas, Southern Arkansas University offers personalized tour visits, faculty, and staff who invest in student success and a caring campus community. SAU allows you to choose from over 100 degrees in 4 distinct colleges and the school graduate studies. SAU not only offers a broad range of academic programs, including unique offerings to the state and region, but the first university south of Little Rock to offer a doctoral degree through the College of Education. Start calling SAU your home today by applying at saumag.edu. Go Mule Riders!
A lot of cities claim to be unique, but are they really? Were they the off-season playground for legends like Babe Ruth and Al Capone? Do they sell beer made from thermal spring water that comes straight from the ground below? Do any of these places have a street that has a gangster museum on one side of the road and a national park on the other? Let me go ahead and answer that for you. They don't, because none of them is Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's different here. Come see why.
Simmons Bank, nominated by Forbes magazine as a top U.S. bank, takes great pride in investing in our friends and neighbors. For more than 100 years, we've worked to make our customers' dreams come true, earning trust with convenient and reliable financial tools, checking and savings accounts, home and consumer loans, small business loans, and low-rate credit cards. Wherever you are on your financial journey, we're there with you every step of the way. Simmons Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval.
Arkansas state parks are your passport to all kinds of adventures, and camping is just the beginning. Our parks can take you hiking, kayaking, mountain biking, fishing, and some of them can even take you back in time. Our 52 state parks offer fun, adventure, history, and so much more. So pick up your passport at any state park visitor center. Visit arkansasstateparks.com and see where we can take you next.
Back on the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show, where now we'll take a look at the rankings in Class 4A. The top 5 in Rex's Road to the Rock rankings, brought to you by Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield, still has Arkadelphia at number 1, following its 49-13 win over previously number 2 ranked Malvern. Warren moves up to number 2, following its 42-7 thrashing of Hamburg. Harding Academy bumps up 1 to the number 3 spot after defeating Cave City 42-14, while Star City moves up to number 4 despite having a bye in the final week of the regular season. And Malvern rounds out the top 5, sliding down to the number 5 spot. In the 4A brackets, Harding Academy gets a first-round bye and will take on the winner between Gravette and DeWitt. Haskell Harmony Grove takes on Ball Knob and will meet the winner between Gosnell and McGee. Arkadelphia will start the playoffs against Clinton, with the winner of that game facing either Ozark or Mena. And Rivercrest will face Gentry in a first-round matchup, while Star City will take on Truman. In Class 3A, Rex's Road to the Rock rankings are completely unchanged yet again this week, as number 1 ranked Prescott rolled to a 54-6 win over Horatio. Rising stays at number 2 after downing Drew Central 48-20. Number 3 is Charleston, following its 48-0 shutout over Lavaca, while Melbourne is still number 4 after topping Atkins 49-7. And Boonville took a forfeit win over Cedarville after a 3-hour wait and unplayable field conditions. The 3A bracket sees Glen Rose receive a first-round bye, and waiting to face the winner between Fordyce and Mansfield, Melbourne will take on Jessieville in the first round, while Falk faces Greenland in the opening stanza. Osceola will open the playoffs against Perryville and will take on either Camden, Harmony Grove, or Corning in the second round, while Smackover will face Barton and Boonville takes on Junction City. One of the more interesting first-round matchups will see Fordyce facing Mansfield, and joining us now on the Summit Utilities Centerpoint Energy studio lines is the head coach of the Fordyce Redbugs, Tim Rogers.
Well, let's talk a little bit about going into the 3A playoffs. I guess first tell us about that big win over Lake Village. I know a lot of people that have hooked up with the Beavers, even though they didn't make the playoffs. That is a tough and dangerous team to try to overcome. A lot of offensive firepower.
Yes, they were. They're probably one of the top teams in our conference as far as talent-wise, and we played a good game. I mean, we got ahead of them 2 or 3 times where we thought we could put them away, and then they just came back. I mean, number 23, their running back, and number 11 at receiver, they just, they made plays, and we had them 36-7 one time, and they cut the lead down. Then we had them 57-27, and they scored 20 more points and got the game back close again. So, I mean, they're one of the teams. I feel sorry for Coach Green, them not making the playoffs, because they are playing pretty good right now.
Well, when you have a team like Lake Village that can't even get can't get into the playoffs in this 6-3A conference, I mean, that just talks about how tough Harmony Grove and Risen and even Barton turned out to be. This was a heck of a league this year.
Yes, it was. Some people thought it would be kind of down a little bit, but Risen's got a good team always. Harmony Grove's got a great quarterback. Barton, when we got in the conference, some people said, they'll be down a little bit, and they're not. I mean, they got a quarterback. That number 3 that they have is a man, and they put some points on people. And Drew Central's improved a lot. I know they scored 20-something points on us also. I mean, so we got teams in our league that can score.
Absolutely. All those tough competitions, all those tough games have to have prepared you well for the postseason, Coach. What's going to be the biggest key when you guys meet Mansfield, a 7-win team of their own? What's it going to take to be able to advance in the playoffs?
We've got to protect the football. That was one of the problems we had. We scored 57 points against Lake Village, but we turned the ball over 4 times. We've got to hold on to the football, and that's been one of our problems this year, the whole season. The games that we've lost because we've turned the ball over, and we've had opportunities to win it, but we just turned the ball over. So that's one of the main things that we've got to do. We have got to protect the football.
Great comments there from Fordyce head coach Tim Rogers heading into one of the more competitive matchups in the first round of the playoffs. 5-win Fordyce with all that playoff experience taking on 7-win Mansfield. We're going to go ahead and take our final timeout, but when we come back, we'll set up the 2A brackets on the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show.
Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas deliver reliable, affordable power to more than 60% of Arkansas, the field we call home. The 17 dedicated electrical cooperatives around the state manage over 75,000 miles of power lines, delivering power to more than 500,000 homes, farms, businesses, and of course, football fields, improving the lives of communities and their residents all across Arkansas. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, the power to play, the power to deliver.
I'm Rex Nelson. Outside of the state's natural beauty, the thing that strikes me most as I travel Arkansas is the junk in yards and trash along the highways. In a place that markets itself as the natural state, we've too often been guilty of, at best, ignoring our natural treasures, at worst, polluting and littering them. Let's take pride in our state by keeping it litter-free. Visit keeparkansasbeautiful.com to get involved.
This message brought to you by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Arkansas Beautiful Commission.
Poultry is the leading agricultural industry in Arkansas, and the Poultry Federation is the voice to promote it. Did you know that the industry provides 170,000 jobs in our state? In fact, over 6,500 farms in Arkansas produce some type of poultry. And in 2020, the poultry industry provided $3.7 billion of the total agricultural cash receipts. From providing scholarships to protecting interest at the state capitol, the Poultry Federation is the proud voice of the poultry industry.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. With twice the efficiency of electrical appliances, save your energy for taco night. Or singing in the shower with faster water heater recovery. Even for cozier comfort with gas dryers and fireplaces. All while doing a little more to save the planet. So save your energy and money with natural gas. And if you already are, keep saving with Summit Utilities. Learn more at summitutilities.com/benefits.
Joe Klein here for Bet Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
You bet it is, Joe. And football is in the air, which means Bet Saracen has everything you're looking for and more right there on your cell phone.
Now everyone can get in the game and follow your favorite team.
And that's right on the money. If putting down a little wager makes your favorite game a little more exciting, we'll go to the app stores and download Bet Saracen. We even got a demo video to show you how to play.
Or find it at betsaracen.com.
Simmons Bank, nominated by Forbes magazine as a top U.S. bank, takes great pride in investing in our friends and neighbors. For more than 100 years, we've worked to make our customers' dreams come true, earning trust with convenient and reliable financial tools, checking and savings accounts, home and consumer loans, small business loans, and low-rate credit cards. Wherever you are on your financial journey, we're there with you every step of the way. For FDIC, subject to approval.
Energy and Summit Utilities, UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Arkansas Delta Byways Regional Tourism, the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, Keep Arkansas Beautiful, Hot Springs, Saracen Casino Resort in Pine Bluff, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, Arkansas Brighter Future 529, in partnership with Arkansas Tourism and State Parks, the Poultry Federation, Lyon College in Batesville, Tim Griffith for Arkansas Attorney General Campaign, Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield, Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia, the Murphy's Art District in El Dorado, Arkansas Rice, Ouachita Baptist University, and the Great American Conference. Folks, I'm Kelly Blair. I hope you've enjoyed listening half as much as I've enjoyed talking football with you. Come on back and join us next week for the final Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show.
The following is a special sports presentation from the EAB Sports Network.
It's time for Nettleton High School football on 101.3 Bob FM. Let's go! Presented by NEA Baptist, Domino's Pizza, Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, First National Bank, and Kavanaugh Auto Group. Now let's go to the NEA Baptist broadcast booth and join Craig Miller for the First National Bank show.
Yellow again, everybody, and welcome to the 2022 Class 5A playoffs. My name is Craig Miller. I'm coming to you live from Springdale, Arkansas, from the beautiful campus of Shiloh Christian School. Tonight, the Raiders will be taking on the Shiloh Christian Saints for the first time in school history, and it's in the first round of the playoffs. Joining me in the NEA Baptist broadcast position, Get Better with Baptist, is my tag team partner, Jacob Linderman. Jacob, we made it to the playoffs, and it feels like
it sure does. I was out there playing some backyard football earlier, and man, was it cold.
Well, it's 38 degrees is the temperature right now. 38 degrees. Cloudy, obviously, across the state. They're saying at kickoff. .5A West. They are 9-1 on the season. They lost their first game to Little Rock Christian, the same team that ended our season last year. Little Rock Christian defeated the Saints 49-14. Well, since then, the Saints have been undefeated. They've rattled off 9 straight wins. They've defeated Victory Christian and Lincoln Christian. That's a couple of schools from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Then they defeated Dardanelle, Clarksville, Harrison, Pea Ridge, Farmington, Prairie Grove, and Alma. They're averaging over 50 points a game this season. They are an offensive juggernaut, and they haven't really been tested as they are playing in their first year of 5A. They were the state champions 2 years ago. Last year they were defeated in the finals of the 4A state championship. A heck of a program that Coach Jeff Conaway has got going here at Shiloh. The Raiders are coming into tonight's contest 7-3 on the season. We've defeated Mountain Home, Pocahontas, Blytheville, Brooklyn, Paragould, Southside, and Forest City, and we've lost to Batesville, Valley View, and Wynn. So it's the Raiders for the first time ever taking on this very steeped in tradition program, the Shiloh Christian Saints. And wherever you are, however you're watching, we're sure glad that you're spending your Friday night with us. A small group of Raider fans have made the trip across the state. I think most people are wanting to just stay home where it's warm and stay in Jonesboro and watch it on NTV and listen to it on the EAB Sports Network. We sure are glad to have you. We're about to take a 3-minute break, and when we come back, we'll hear from Nettleton's coach, Stephen Hampton. It's the Raiders. It's the Saints. It's playoff football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Follow me on a new healthcare full of possibilities. Experience world-class care delivered by friends, family, and neighbors right here in your community, bringing industry-leading technology to you, not the other way around. Your health record, your appointment scheduling, and your medications all in one place, and your lab results delivered the instant they're recorded. Do we look at healthcare differently? Absolutely. Experience the difference, and you will too. NEA Baptist, healthcare for the next century.
best savings anywhere at First National Bank. For a limited time only, a 13-month CD special at 4.15 annual percentage yield. You can visit fnbank.net/specials to lock in your rate today. Also available by visiting any of our 23 locations in Arkansas and Tennessee. 13 months, 4.15 APY at First National Bank. Offer valid as of November 2nd, 2022. Rate subject to change. Valid at all locations. $1,000 minimum to open. Penalty for early withdrawal. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The home team at Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is proud to welcome Dr. Asa Schneickel. Dr. Schneickel's an ACE State alum and is Northeast Arkansas's only joint revision surgeon, specializing in several forms of joint replacement. He joins the Jonesboro Sports and Orthopedics team with more than 40 years experience in getting you back in the game. So if you have a sports injury, just some nagging aches, or even need help with concussion management, call JOSM at 932-1820 to schedule an appointment. Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, excelling in our field so you can excel on yours.
Get huge savings now at every Kavanaugh dealership. Kavanaugh has a great selection of late model, low mileage, certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. And most are still under factory warranty. We have every make, every model, so you're sure to find the vehicle you want. And when you buy at Kavanaugh, every new and used purchase comes with 1 year free maintenance. Plus, we buy cars. Bring a vehicle, get a check. Come see us today at one of our dealerships or go to KavanaughCars.com. Ship anything, anywhere at your #1 shipping source, Pack Mail in Jonesboro. Bring anything to Pack Mail, and they'll pack it, ship it, crate it, freight it, no matter how big, fragile, or awkwardly shaped. Since 1998, Pack Mail has been your #1 shipping source, the only authorized shipper of all the major carriers, UPS, FedEx, DHL, the Postal Service, and Freight Services all in one store. At Pack Mail, you have choices. Here's Pack Mail Tim to tell us more.
Trey, we are the experts at finding solutions for even the most demanding shipping situations, and our experienced staff can help you choose the best option. So if you need to go to the post office, then FedEx, or all the way out to UPS terminal, and then get that international shipment to DHL, you can do it all in one fast, convenient, and friendly place. Pack Mail.
See, I told you, Pack Mail ships anything, anywhere, through any shipper. Pack Mail, voted the #1 printing, packaging, and shipping store in Jonesboro. Don't trust your shipping needs to just anybody. Trust Pack Mail. 361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro. Ship anything, anywhere, today at Pack Mail.
We're here with Coach Stephen Hampton for our weekly visit on the First National Bank pregame show. Coach, we wrapped up the regular season last Friday night. With a loss against Wynn, we finished the regular season with a record of 7-3. A good season. Did this team exceed the expectations you had for them back in August?
Well, I think when we started back in August, there were a lot of questions, a lot of unknown. Everybody knew we lost a lot of players, a lot of really good players from the previous year. And so I think there was a lot of doubt about how well we could do. And I think when we started out the season, we surpassed a lot of expectations. And I think the one ball game that kind of stings is the Batesville game. I felt like we had chances to win that game and, just kind of let it, slip away from us. But outside of that, I feel like, our kids, ended up about where we probably should have. I know we would like to win them all, but under the circumstances, with all the players that we lost, I think it's been a very successful year. 7-3, a playoff team. Looking at the predictions, the Hootens and all that stuff, you try not to look at, but you kind of go back and say, well, they were picked as 4th, and that's kind of where we ended up. But we got a lot coming back for the next year, and so the expectations should be even higher.
Coach, you just wrapped up your 10th regular season here at Nettleton. This year's team finished 7-3. I'm going to ask you a question, and in answering it, I don't want to get you in trouble with any of your former players or anything, but how would you rank this team among your other 9 Raider teams? Oh, that's tough. The 2017 team was really good. DeAndre Henry had a lot of weapons on offense. Probably more weapons and, more than what we have this year. Just, at receiver, we had 4 or 5 guys, running back, just a plethora of weapons. This year, we've got, Q, Kurt, Pope. That's our guys, and so we're trying to maximize that. Defensively, that 17 team was really talented, so that one's up there. I think last year's team
was a really solid team, especially different offensively. Cameron Scarlett was the general, really good offensive line, run heavy. So I think those two teams, are way up there on the list. And so I think this team, falls in that 3, 4, 5, category right in there. And I think that shows, this is my 10th year, 7th year to make the playoffs. And so, those two teams were, really good. And I think this kind of falls in, right underneath them, 3, 4, 5 in that range.
I'm glad you mentioned the 2021 and 2017 teams. Those were the two teams that had 11 wins. You had an 8-win season in 2018. That was Cade Carter's junior year. Had such a talented class, the class of 2019. A 7-win season in 2014. That was Jalen Small's year. So if you go by records, this year's team is tied for 4th. But it's been a fun team to watch.
It has, and I think, you mentioned all those teams. Jalen Smalls was a senior quarterback. Cade Carter was a junior quarterback. This is the first year that we've made the playoffs with a sophomore quarterback. And I think that's a big deal because the experiences he's gotten, he's leading the conference in passing yardage. He's exceeded a lot of expectations going, that were at the beginning of the year. And looking at having a returning quarterback for junior and senior year, I think it's going to be huge. And being able to add more weapons. We're going to have Q and Kurt, looking, beyond this year, we're going to have Q and Kurt back. We're going to be able to add multiple weapons offensively. That's going to take a lot of pressure off of those guys. And so I think the future is extremely bright for our program, our team. And I think that's, it's exciting as a coach.
And especially whenever you factor in our junior high team who just wrapped up a 10-0 conference championship season. The junior high Raiders coming up. I know that all of us folks at Nettleton, we're excited about what the future holds.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a lot of those weapons that I'm talking about. You got, guys at receiver and running back that are going to be added to the mix, as well as defensive players. It's very, very similar to DeAndre Henry's group. It's been a while since we've had the length at receiver and DB like that. Guys that are 6'2", that long arms, big frames. We just, this year we've got Cortez. He's right around the 6 foot range. But you're going to be able to add 2, 3, 4 more of those guys. And so there's things that you can't coach. You can't coach, speed. There's just no substitute for speed, and there's no substitute for size, length as far as receivers. Because when you have that length, even when you're covered, you're not covered. Because, guys can go up over a smaller DB. And, I just think that, we're excited about what the future holds for our program.
Coach, let's talk about last week's game. We got off to a great start, but that win defense really clamped down on us after we went up 7-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, they really kind of, tightened down, and really we had a tough time protecting off the edge. Number 4 and number 7, those guys are really, good high school football players. Both of those guys are 6'4", a lot of length, so they pose a lot of problems, outside linebacker having to throw over those guys, because you're afraid of tip balls and whatnot. But then when they decide to walk down and bring pressure off the edge, their speed was really difficult for us to handle. And then we had a tough time, really sustaining the run game inside. I mean, they're just, guys play hard. And, I think we had opportunities. We killed ourselves with some penalties, down the red zone. We get a holding call, things like that. And, so we've got to be able to eliminate those. We can't have those kind of mistakes.
Coach, did you name any players of the week last week?
No, honestly, after last week, it's kind of the end of season 2, and we moved on to season 3. We set our sights on the playoffs and trying to get prepared for that, give our kids the best chance to be successful, and it took a lot of film study. Shiloh was a great team. They played for a state championship last year as Class 4A, and then they got bumped up. And they're a really good program, good team. So we're gonna have our hands full.
We needed a little bit of help to get into the playoffs last Friday night. We got that help from the Batesville Pioneers, who beat Valley View. That puts us at the 4th seed, and as you said, our grand prize is we get to play the Saints of Shiloh Christian, the number 1 seed out of the West. I know you've studied a lot of game film on the Saints. What can you tell us about this football team that we're facing tonight?
Well, offensively, they're one of the top offenses in Class 5A, really any classification, averaging, 55, 54, 55 points a game. Pretty balanced doing it. They got a quarterback that's thrown for, close to 2,000 yards, and he's got a lot of yards rushing, so he's a dual threat guy. He's got a receiver in number 9 that's got good size, good length, that seems to catch, everything thrown in his area. And then a running back that those guys, I'm not flashy, but they run hard. They hit the hole extremely hard, and they play with awesome tempo. I think that's the thing that wears you out is, we watch film, and there's a lot of times when they get a first down, they're snapping the next play before they even get the change set. I mean, they're going, and they just kind of wear you out mentally. And then, when you stop them on 3 downs, then they go for it on 4th down, a lot like Pulaski Academy does. And so you get a lot of cases you're going to have to stop them 4 downs, and they'll go for it in their own territory, or they don't care, They have a lot of confidence in their offense. I believe they have a lot of confidence in their defense, because as strong as they are offensively, averaging 50-something points a game, they're not giving up very many defensively at all. And so it's going to be a tall task for our guys. But they offer some matchups. They're going to play man coverage and press, and, they're going to give one-on-one opportunities. So guys like Q and Kurt are going to have to go up and make some plays, and we're going to have to connect on some of those big throws.
No doubt about it, Coach. Tonight we are the underdogs. How do you go about getting your team ready for a game like this? What do you tell your guys whenever they're the David going up against a Goliath?
Well, it's about opportunity. It's all about, your mindset, how you view things. There's one way to view it as, they're a great team, they're undefeated. Or, like I told Blake Brown, Jordan Pegram, guys that want to play at the next level, guys that are looking to establish themselves and make a name. You have the opportunity to play against one of the top teams in the state, in an area of the state where we normally don't play, against a fan base that has never seen Nettleton play. And so you got an opportunity to put things on film to help give you exposure. And so it's all about competition. You should want to play against the best, because that should raise your level of play, and the opportunity for you to put great film, to get, great things on film is only going to help their status going forward, because it's one thing to do great things against a team that may be subpar and that's 2-8, but you're going against a team that's got a great offensive line. So go and play like you're capable, and get that exposure, and get that, that great film. Guys like Kurt and Q, you're a receiver. They're going to play man coverage. They're going to press you in your face, And so there's an opportunity to go up, be able to go and make plays. And, against man coverage, all it takes is one missed tackle, and the band's playing, you know what I mean? And that means we're scoring a touchdown. So I just think it's about your mindset and how you view things. With every great challenge, there's a great opportunity. And that's the way that we've tried to approach this. It's a long trip. We're going to try to make it as enjoyable as we possibly can. We're going to stop and practice at Fayetteville High School, which is right there on the U of A campus. And then we're going to drive over to Razorback Stadium, which a lot of our kids have never seen. They're going to get a chance to go out, and take a picture at Reynolds Razorback Stadium and see what it looks like, in a different area of the state. So, and then we're going to get on the bus and we're going to go to Golden Corral. We're going to feed them best we can. And, then it's going to be time to get on the bus and go play football. And it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Coach, it sounds like it's going to be a night that our guys remember forever, and I'm so thankful that my son's getting to be a part of it, and so thankful that you're letting me tag along for the ride as well. Let's go get a win for Raider Nation tonight, Coach.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Go Raiders.
Raider pride, brother.
You raised your family here, did every July 4th here, refinished the floors here twice, sized up your daughter's boyfriends here, waited in the doorway all day when your son was coming home on leave. This place has given you all you've dreamed of, and now it's giving again, in the form of a gourmet kitchen and the quietest dishwasher known to man. Realize your dream with a home equity line of credit from Simmons Bank. Dreams realized. SimmonsBank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval.
Elite Eye Care has a new Jonesboro location that is now open at 2100 East Highland near the old Indian Mall. Hey, it's Brandon Baxter, and the team at Elite Eye Care is who my family trusts for their personal eye care. Elite Eye Care specializes in eye care solutions for patients of all ages, and you can be assured that your family is cared for like their own. Schedule your appointment at EliteEyeCareAndOptical.com or call 972-6040. Elite Eye Care at 2100 East Highland in Jonesboro and at 1515 West Kings Highway in Paragould. Elite Eye Care. Your vision is our focus.
A few years ago, a friend of mine was going to town to have lunch with the president of a college that he supported. He was stopped for speeding, and the trooper asked for his driver's license, and Jim said, "I don't have my driver's license. They're in my billfold at home." The trooper asked why his billfold was at home. He said, "I'm having lunch with the college president, and the last thing you want to take with you is your billfold." Best price, best service. Glenn Sane, and God bless our troops.
Farmers and Merchants Bank announces the lobby of our new branch in Jonesboro is now open. The drive-thru is an MVP center with live video tellers 7 to 7 weekdays and 9 till noon on Saturdays. So in addition to our beautiful bank on Highland, you can also visit our new branch at the corner of Southwest Drive and Parker. More MVPs, more ATMs, more me banking at Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document systems dealer in Jonesboro. That's right, since 1965. Forrest Office Machines has provided dependable office equipment and reliable service. We follow the equipment journey through all kinds of changes and developments, always on the cutting edge, whatever that is. And our partnership with Sharp Document Systems means we offer the very latest, most dependable equipment. And Forrest is the only office equipment dealer that when you need supplies, you can walk in our store and get it. When you need it fixed, you can call us.
This is Barry Forrest. My family's been taking care of equipment needs of businesses just like yours since 1965. I would love to work for you today.
Your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized 932-7852. Call Forrest Office Machines today.
And we welcome you back to the First National Bank pregame show. We are 6 minutes away from kickoff here at Champions Stadium on the campus of Shiloh Christian School at Cross Church in Springdale, Arkansas. And now, ordinarily at this point in our pregame show, I like to talk about our series history and common opponents. The problem with that is tonight that we have no series history against Shiloh Christian. This is the first time we've ever played them, and we have no common opponents. So instead of what I normally do, I would like to talk about this year's team and where they rank in Raider football history. The Raiders are 7-3, which puts them in the upper echelon of Raider football teams historically. Since Coach Hampton has been the Raiders head coach, he's had 2 teams with 11 wins. That's the 17 and 21 teams. Just the team last year had 11 wins. That's the best that he's done. That's the best 2 records. They've had 1 team with 8 wins. That was in 2018. That would have been Cade Carter's junior season. The 2014 team, led by the great Jalen Small, also had 7 wins on the season. So that put this year's team in some pretty daggum good company. In the 56-year history of Raider football, only 19 other Raider teams have finished the season with better than 7 wins. So what we've witnessed this season is one of the better Nettleton teams to ever don the black and gold, and that is has been something special. It is senior night here at Shiloh Christian. They undoubtedly were going to have senior night last week, but there was a driving rainstorm that came through this part of the state last week, so evidently they pushed it back to this week. They knew they were going to be hosting a playoff game. So if you're watching on the live stream, that might be what you're seeing right now is the senior night festivities. That is what is going on. We're about 4 minutes away from kickoff. I tell you what, let's do. Let's take a 90-second break, and when we come back, we will meet the starters and we will have the kickoff. Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network back in 90 seconds.
Nettleton High School Athletics is brought to you by Gateway Tire and Service Center and Toyo Tires. Where there's always one thing you can count on, we go the distance for you. Before you hit the road for a trip across country or across town, drop by Gateway Tire and Service Center and check out the great deals on Toyo Tires. Whether it's tires or auto repair, you can always count on one thing. At Gateway Tire and Toyo Tires, we go the distance for you. At Gateway Tire in Paragould and Jonesboro, we go the distance for you.
Hello, I'm estate planning and elder law attorney Chad Oldham. More and more often today, I hear clients tell me that the only thing golden about the golden years is that it takes all the gold to grow old. Don't be a victim of rising healthcare and nursing home costs. Be prepared. Have a plan. Contact us today to find out how we help our clients protect and preserve assets for family and future generations. The Oldham Law Firm, 603 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro, or visit us on the web at oldhamlawfirm.com.
This is Keith Baird with the Baird Auto Group. There's nothing that brings our communities together like high school sports. No matter what the scoreboard says, it's a winning feeling just to be a part of it. At Baird, we want you to have the feeling anytime you come into one of our dealerships. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Don't buy anywhere else until you shop at Baird location near you. Don't get a bad deal, get a Baird deal. Because why pay more?
Saving service, great selection too. Baird does it all for you.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. The coin toss is going on as we speak, and we are just about 2.5 minutes away from kickoff. Let's see if we can't tell you what's happened at the coin toss. It looks like Nettleton has won the coin toss and have deferred their option to the second half. So Shiloh Christian will be receiving the opening kickoff, and that will be in just about 2 minutes. The starters for Nettleton tonight on the offensive line: Caleb Tedder, Kylan Gates, Ian Landrum, Zach Davis, and Kobe Miller. Garrett Campbell as well as the right tackle. The skill guys on offense, the quarterback is Maddox Hampton, leading the 5A East in passing as a sophomore. He is starting his 11th game tonight, and what a great season Maddox has had. They've turned the lights out on us here. I don't know if they forgot to pay their power bill or if it's some kind of theatrical entrance. I bet that's what it is. They got oh my word, they got see if we can't get a shot of that on the cameras. They got fire. There's fire going. What an entrance here at Shiloh Christian. I love it. That's nice. The joining Maddox in the backfield is Keandre Pope. The senior running back is just 76 yards away from 1,000 yards on the season. I'm predicting right now Keandre gets that tonight. Keandre Pope, just 76 yards away. He's a starting running back. The wide receivers, Curtis Smith, Braylon King, and Q Thompson. And my word, there's some fireworks that have gone off that just nearly gave me a heart attack, Jacob. They really do things right.
Yeah, the field is on fire. Oh, my word.
The field is on fire. That is not good. But what a great entrance there. And these folks at Shiloh, they do things right. I love to see the students running out with the American flags here on Veterans Day. God bless all of those who have served. And great entrance. They do things right here. The Raiders' defensive starters, Jordan Pegram, defensive end, All-State, on his way to another All-State selection. I'll guarantee you that. 63 tackles on the season, 15 of them for loss. Cam Phillips, Another senior on the defensive line, starting at defensive tackle. 50 tackles on the season, 8 of them for loss. Cam has really turned in a good season on the defensive line. The other starters on defensive line is Caden Newsom and Keon Stallings. Caden Newsom, a junior. Keon Stallings, a sophomore. A couple of guys that you bet are going to be factoring large in the Raiders' plans for next year. The linebackers, Blake Brown, the all-state linebacker who leads the team with 110 tackles, 13 of them for a loss. Kylan Shelton, the nickelback, 50 tackles on the season. Cohen Liggins, the sophomore, starts as a linebacker in the defensive secondary. Brandon Alexander, Derek Allen, Miles Williams, and Jamie Morris. Kicking off for the Raiders is going to be Antonio Alvarez, and we are just about underway. Alvarez boots it. It's a shallow kick, lands at about the 35-yard line. That's where it's picked up, and Shiloh bulls their way forward to the 42-yard line, and that's where they're going to take up shop, first down and 10.
And that was a big guy, number 40 with the kickoff recover, 6'3", 210. That's going to be a guy to take down tonight.
I tell you, these Shiloh guys there's some big boys down there.
They
I
sure
saw
are.
them in the warm-ups. They have got very good size, no doubt about it. So the Shiloh offense taking the field first. Eli Wisdom is the quarterback, and boy, he is a dandy. Bo Williams stands in the backfield with him. They do run the spread. And they do score about 50 points a game. The fumbled snap, Wisdom gets it, running right side, finds the edge across the 40, has the first down, and then some. He's into Nettleton territory. Is pushed out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. A big gain on first down by Eli Wisdom. They're inside the Raider red zone. We knew this offense is going to be potent, Jacob.
You sure are, and that's a good first run. Shiloh Christian came out the gates running hard. Good job.
When they're right back at it, they go fast. Wisdom and Williams in the backfield. Wisdom is dropping back to pass. Looking left side is complete to number 9, and he is battling his way close to the end zone. He's still on his feet, brought down by Miles Williams at about the 1-yard line. That is, number 9 is Bodie Neal, one of the seniors. And boy, he's a load to bring down. It's going to be second down. It's going to be first down and goal to go from the 2. Wisdom rolling to his left, has a man wide open in the end zone, and that is number 1, Carter Holman. A 3-play drive, and the Saints are on the board first.
And that's a good drive there by the Saints. They put it together really quickly, then they scored. Oh, my goodness, the cannon fires again. That gave me a heart attack. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, they are.
They know how to celebrate.
They really do have the theatrics here, and they're very loud. So they are up 6-0, and they're sending out their kicking unit to attempt the PAT. The kick is up, and the kick is good. That is number 88, Aiden Benson. So with 11:22 remaining in the first quarter, your score is now Shiloh Christian 7, Nettleton 0. Back in 30 with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Fast, and so has the Arkansas Children's Hospital Jonesboro Clinic. This is our clinic's 10th year of creating healthier tomorrows for the kids in Northeast Arkansas. There's no need to cross the river or hit the highway for your cardiology or diabetes needs. Road trips are for fun, not for health care. The team at Arkansas Children's Hospital Jonesboro Clinic is celebrating by doing what we always do, giving your kids more time to be kids. Learn more at archildrens.org/Jonesboro.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Shiloh Christian strikes first, about a 38-second drive, 3 plays, and they find the end zone. PAT makes it 7-0. Nettleton to receive the kickoff. It is a high, somewhat shallow kick. It is fair caught by Miles Williams. He actually lost the handle on it, but was able to fall down on the football, and so Nettleton's going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. And, Jacob, that was almost disastrous right there.
It sure was. Good thing he got it under control. I know how hard it is to catch a cold football. Your hands are cold. It feels like they're cracking when they catch it, especially if it's a hard kick ball, and that looked like it was.
So the Raider offense going to work. Maddox Hampton, the sensational sophomore signal caller, in the shotgun. He has got Keandre Pope, the senior running back, in the backfield with him. He gives to the Pope. The Pope looking for a hole. He falls forward after a gain of about 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Raiders.
And I like the play call there. Shiloh Christian had a really short drive. Now we put it on the ground, try to run the clock a little bit. You're going to have to with a gunslinging team like Shiloh Christian.
3 receivers spread out wide to the right for the Raiders. Maddox Hampton from the gun. He gives to the Pope. Pope up the middle. Might have made it back to the original line of scrimmage before he's brought down, and it's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders.
And that's a pretty good-sized defensive line. They could really collapse a hole fast.
Yeah, they average about 6'4" across the defensive front there, and you can bet they play aggressive and smart. Hampton back to pass. It is intercepted, but it's out of bounds. So Bodie Deal with the reception, but he was not able to get a foot down. So it's going to be incomplete pass. 4th down and 6 for the Raiders, and they're sending out their punting unit. Curtis Smith has been doing the punting. He's kind of taken it over. About game 5, I would say, is when Curtis started doing the punting duties, and he is back deep, ready to punt the ball away. Good snap. Cortez boots it away. A good high end-over-end kick, and it is fair caught by number 1, Carter Holman, at the 30-yard line, and that's where Shiloh Christian will take over 1st down and 10. So Shiloh Christian, their first offensive series, 3 and a touchdown. Nettleton 3 and out. And the Saints will send out their offense one more time. They've scored 70 points in the game this season. They're averaging over 50. It's a high-octane offense under the tutelage of Coach Jeff Conaway. Eli Wisdom, and now in an empty backfield. He drops straight back, looking to pass, looking downfield for Bodie Neal. It's complete. Bodie Neal still on his feet. He is wrestled out of bounds by the Junebug, Derek Island, at inside Nettleton territory at about the 36-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and 10. Actually, it's at the 37. Big completion there from Wisdom to Neal. Saints right back at it. Wisdom rolling to his left, looking to pass. Under pressure from Jordan Pegram. Throws it. It's incomplete. Intended for number 4, Dax Widger. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for the Saints. And, boy, they don't give us much time to talk, do they, Jacob?
They sure don't. I'd have a lot of things to say, but they keep going very fast. Good rush by Jordan Pegram.
They may be helping us. The more I say, the dumber I sound, so I think they're helping us. So Wisdom gives to Williams right up the middle. He's got a 1st down, and he is thrown down by Kylan Shelton at about the 20-yard line, so a big gain for Bo Williams.
That's a good run. Solid running back, and Bo Williams, a guy you can rely on. He'll be there next year.
Wisdom and Williams, a couple of W's in the backfield. Wisdom back to pass, looking for the end zone, has a man wide open, and it's a touchdown. So another touchdown pass to Carter Holman. This one is was about the 20-yard line, is that right?
About maybe the 30. I'm not too sure. It all happened so fast.
Well, there was a touchdown pass anyway, and they're bringing out the PAT unit to attempt the extra point. It is up, and it is good with 9:32 remaining in the 1st quarter. This quick strike offense of the Shiloh Christian Saints, they put up 2 touchdowns. It's 14-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Tired of slow internet? Feel like you're stuck in the old days? It's time to catch up with Empower, delivered by Craighead Electric. Thanks to Empower, you don't have to wait for high-speed internet. Our new cutting-edge technology makes our services more reliable and faster than the competition. Call 870-336-0999 to check internet availability in your area. That's 870-336-0999. Empower, high-speed internet for your neck of the woods.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Aiden Benson on to kick off. That young man has a heck of a leg. Kicks it deep this time. It is fielded at about the 20-yard line by Q Thompson. Q working his way down the field. He's to the 30. He stood up by a wall of blue jerseys, and finally they blow the whistle. Forward progress has stopped, and Nettleton their offense will take over 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. 31-yard line, 32-yard line. We're on the visitor press box, and the chain gang is right here close to us. It's kind of hard to see sometimes, but Nettleton will take over 1st and 10 from their own 32. Cortez Smith is in at quarterback. Cortez going to run it. Hit in the backfield and brought down. Number 58 was the first person who hit him. That is Cooper Darr. It's going to be a loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
Not a lot of running room there for Cortez. Darr got there very quickly.
Maddox Hampton back out in the shotgun, in the quarterback position, in the shotgun. He has got Keandre Pope on his left hip. Mad Dog is going to pass. Looking deep. Got Cordarius Thompson. Boy, an awful lot of jousting going on there, but no flag. Incomplete as Shiloh Christian's number 1, Carter Holman, was on the defense. Holman's caught 2 touchdown passes tonight. He was a lot of contact going on there, but they did not throw a flag. 3rd down and 12 for the Raiders. 4 receivers spread out wide to the right, 1 to the left, and the play is whistled dead. I believe we might have a false start on the Raiders.
I think you're right.
Yeah, false start against Nettleton. So the 3rd and 12 will turn into a 3rd down and 17. 3rd and 17 for the Raiders. Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton. In an empty backfield. I bet you they're going to pass, Jacob.
That's my idea here.
He's dropping straight back, throwing for Cordarius Thompson. It is incomplete, and it's going to be 4th down and 17. Q Thompson has had a heck of a season for the Raiders. Him and Cortez Smith, a definite dynamic duo. Both of them will be back next year, as will the Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton. Just dynamic playmakers. Remind me a lot of Stephen Beaumont from the great Truman Wildcat from back in the day. That kind of offensive explosiveness. Much better than his lame-brain brother, Kevin Beaumont. Low punt. About the 38-yard line is fielded by Carter Holman. Good open field tackle there by the All-State linebacker Blake Brown. He drags him down at the 45-yard line of the Raiders, and that's where Shiloh Christian will take over 1st and 10. 8:28 remaining in the first quarter. Score is 14-0. We've seen this Shiloh offense 2 series, and both of them have been very impressive. Both of them have ended with touchdown passes from Wisdom to Carter Holman. Wisdom back to pass again, looking downfield, throwing deep down the far sideline, and it is, well, there's a fight for it down there between Brandon Alexander and the receiver, but they're going to give it to Bodie Neal, and it's a long reception. Give Brandon Alexander credit. He was down there fighting for that ball, trying to take it away from the larger receiver, but it's a big gain, and they're in the red zone of the Raiders, 1st and 10 from the 18. And these Saints, they move fast. Wisdom, it's a screen pass to number 21. He's across the 10-yard line, and he's into the end zone. So an 18-yard touchdown pass to number 21. The Saints up 3 scores.
And that's a good job by Bo Williams Very fast receiver. The Canyon strikes again. Oh, my word. That's a loud celebration. 20-0 here. 8 minutes, 6 seconds remain on the clock. They are ready to take the PAT.
The kick is up, and it is good. And with 8:06 remaining in the first quarter, the Shiloh Christian Saints have imposed their will upon the Raiders. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. It's 21-0. We'll be back after this 30-second break with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Have you had to pay for costly repairs to your AC unit all summer long? More Air Conditioning will give you a trade-in value or buy back a recent repair up to $1,000. Plus, we have financing available and lifetime replacement warranties on new systems. But hurry before the new government regulations take effect. Call More Air Conditioning today, a Google guaranteed company at 870-336-2023, or visit us at moreac.com.
You deserve more. Don't settle for less.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. First week of the playoffs, and it has been all Shiloh Christian so far. 8:06 remaining in the first quarter. Your score is Shiloh Christian 21, Nettleton 0. And these Saints have been marching in to the end zone early and often so far here in the first quarter. Well, the kick that's a live ball, and we don't field it. Let's see if we finally did land on it or if Shiloh Christian got it. Looks like we did get it, and that is Curtis Smith, I believe, was there to finally corral it for the Raiders. Whoo, mercy, that was almost disastrous for Nettleton. That would have been 1st and 10 Shiloh, about the 25-yard line, but we did fall on the kickoff, thankfully. So it's Nettleton's ball, 1st and 10, 20 they're on our own 25-yard line. Maddox Hampton in the backfield with Keandre Pope. Gives to the Pope, actually pulls it back. Pass is complete to A.D. Blackburn, and that is a first down. We'll call that the Domino's delivery of the game for the Raiders. You can make game night even better by ordering Domino's Pizza at Domino's.com or from the Domino's app. Good pass there. Nice read by Maddox Hampton. He had A.D. Blackburn. Let's move the change, and let's keep that going. That's the first down of the evening for the Raiders. Let's hope that this is the first of many. Fumble on the play, and it's recovered by Shiloh Christian. Maddox was trying to hand the ball to the Pope, and somewhere along the way they did not make the connection. Fumbled in the backfield, and I believe that was number 86, Owen Balblitz, with the fumble recovery, and Shiloh Christian, who do not need any help. They just got some help for the Raiders. They're going to take over 1st and 10 at the Nettleton 36-yard line.
And this Shiloh Christian's already on the ball here. They're ready to strike again.
So Eli Wisdom, Bo Williams in the backfield, or actually number 21. He's back to pass, looking deep, and it is almost intercepted by Miles Williams. It's incomplete. Good job down there by the Raider Sky Bandit, Miles Williams. It's 2nd down and 10.
You know, it wasn't a bad throw by Wisdom, but you're usually not supposed to throw into quadruple coverage. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there.
Well, that just shows you the confidence he's got in his big, tall, athletic receivers.
He sure is an athletic guy.
Eli Wisdom rolling to his right, looking to pass. It is complete to Carter Holman at the 15-yard line. He's brought down. Holman with 2 touchdown catches tonight and another big reception. That young man's having himself quite a night. First down for the Saints. Eli Wisdom rolling to his left. Pass toward the end zone is incomplete. Brandon Alexander with the good defense there on the tall wide receiver, Bodie Neal. He's a senior. It's senior night here at Shiloh Christian. They're having senior night on the first night of the playoffs. You don't see that every day. I'm sure it had to do with the rainstorm that rolled through last weekend. 2nd down and 10. Eli Wisdom looking to throw. It's knocked down by Big J Nasty. Jordan Pegram, the defensive end, knocked it down at the line of scrimmage. It's an incomplete pass. 3rd down and 10 for Shiloh Christian.
And after that play, you see Jordan Pegram let Wisdom, no, that's not going to fly. And Wisdom said, all right, I got you, bro. I think Jordan Pegram gets a sack this play.
Did you read his lips? You heard all of that?
Jordan Pegram's mic'd up right now. That's
Oh,
what
okay.
I heard. What I heard.
I need to get a hold of that feed. Wisdom. Back to pass. It is complete to Bodie Neal. He's inside the 5-yard line, still churning his legs, but he is brought down by the Carpenter as well as Derek Island Jr. But it's going to be a complete pass, first down and goal to go, and the snow is starting to fall here at Shiloh Christian. First down and goal. Wisdom rolling to his left, throwing to the end zone, and it is complete. 4th touchdown of the first quarter. Touchdown, Saints.
And we've seen that play happen twice tonight. Cannon fires for Shiloh Christian. Scores now 27-0. 6:51 remain. They're setting up for the PAT.
Kick is up, and it is good. And as Jacob said, with 6:51 remaining in the first quarter, your score is now Shiloh Christian 28, Nettleton 0. We will take a 30-second break and have more Raider football when we come back on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Save $100 instantly at Plaza Tire Service when you purchase a set of 4 in stock Mickey Thompson Baja Legend EXP off-road tires. That's instant savings today at Plaza Tire Service. Plus, you can make the purchase easy on your wallet with a Plaza Tire Service credit card or one of our no credit needed financing solutions. Now's the time to outfit your truck or SUV with a great set of go anywhere, do anything Mickey Thompson Baja Legend EXP off-road tires and save $100 instantly, exclusively at Plaza Tire Service.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. We welcome you back to it. All Saints so far. It's 28-0 here in the first quarter. 6:51 remaining. The kickoff is fair caught by Brendan Alexander at the 24-yard line. That's where the Raiders will take over, first down and 10.
That was Braylon King.
That was Braylon King. Thank you. Braylon King. Not Brendan Alexander, but Braylon King. So first and 10 for the Raiders, and they were able to move the ball a little bit on that last drive. That's that is a encouraging note as the snow is really coming down out there right now. He gives to Keandre Pope, and Keandre Pope is brought down right about the line of scrimmage. We do have a Raider that is a little slow to get up.
Zach Davis.
Looks like that's Zach Davis, the center. Well, obviously, we can ill afford to lose Zach. And the trainer is going out there to check on Zach, make sure he is all right. It's going to be second down and 10 whenever play resumes. Looked like somebody landed on Zach. Boy, that's what you got to watch for. A lot of times those offensive linemen, they're down there in the trenches, and a lot of times those big defensive linemen will land on the back of their legs and bend their joints in ways that the good Lord did not mean for them to bend. So let's hope that Zach is all right. As far as I know, Jacob, this is the first time in history that I remember Nettleton playing a game in snow, but it is snowing out there right now. Zach Davis is up, and he's walking under his own power. That's wonderful news. I'm sure there's some old school Nettleton guys out there who might be saying, yo, TMC, we played in the snow back in the 70s. Maybe that's the case. If so, let me know. I'll definitely talk about it, but it's the only time that I remember being snowing. It looks like Kobe Miller is going to slide over and play center in the absence of Zach.
It looks like Kylan Gates split over to guard. Jerry is on that far left tackle spot.
Low snap. It's picked up by the Mad Dog. Mad Dog pass is incomplete. And it's going to be second down and 10.
Be third down and 10.
Third down and 10. Thank you. Third down and 10 for the Ryan. I'm so excited about the snow. I wonder if Ryan Vaughn will let me know if Nettleton will have school tomorrow.
Lord, I hope not. That'd be bad.
Yeah, we're going to be
school and snow.
We're going to be getting back awfully late, I promise you. 3rd down and 10 for the Raiders. And I believe that's Cortez who is at quarterback, and he low snap, and boy, he is met immediately. It's quarterback sack, number 4, Dax Widger. It's going to be 4th down and a long, long way. 4th down and about 17, looks like, for the Raiders. They're sending Cortez out to punt. 28-0. There's just about 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. If you're just now joining us, you are reading the screen right. It is 28-0. This Shiloh Christian offense, which has been averaging over 50 points a game, they're more than halfway there, and it's the first quarter. Good punt by Cortez Smith. Rolls out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. It's where Kylan Shelton is there to put a hand on it, but I believe it did go out of bounds. So 1st and 10 for the Saints, their own 28-yard line. Getting some scores from the PA guy. Wynn is beating Harrison 13-0 in the first quarter. That's good news. According to Hootens.com, that's the best chance that the 5A East has to get a win this week. Everybody else, they're picking the 5A West, including the Farmington Valley View game. They're picking Farmington to win. Incomplete pass intended for Bo Williams, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
I like Wisdom's decision there, getting rid of it quick, because I'd hate to get tackled by Big 90 in the cold.
They've been running those screen passes very effectively, and this time they give to Bo Williams. Bo Williams running left side. He's met over there by Blake Brown. Blake tackles him down at the 30-yard line. That's going to be a short gain, a gain of a couple. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. And here's a chance for the Raider defense to show what they're made of. 3rd down and 8. He's rolling to his right, looking to pass. Now he's going to run it. And he cuts upfield, has the 1st down, spins away, spins a couple of times, and he is down to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Saints.
And that's a good open field tackle by Kylan Shelton. Tracked him down after he spun off of him. Good job, Kylan.
Eli Wisdom rolling to his left. Man, he's a threat. He can run it. He can throw it. This time he passes it. It's complete to Bodie Neal inside the 30-yard line of the Raiders. Pushed out of bounds at about the 29. Move the chains. Another 1st down for this very potent Shiloh Christian offense.
And both Bodie, Neal, and Wisdom have 1,000-yard seasons.
Wisdom dropping straight back, looking to pass, throwing deep, wide open at the 5-yard line is number 4. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown. That is Dax Widger with his 2nd straight touchdown pass. And it makes the score 34-0. Shiloh Christian with the big lead.
Shiloh Christian's looking offensively solid right now. Bodie Neal is having a good game, and Eli Wisdom has his 5th touchdown pass tonight.
Their kicker boots it through the uprights with 4:41 remaining in the first quarter. Shiloh Christian has come and just dominated the early going of this game. It's 35-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Some more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
When you bank at First Security, you're choosing better for yourself and fellow Arkansans. Better service from friendly professionals who really invest in your goals. Better solutions with convenient tools and smart resources. And better support for the things that matter to you, as well as the communities that matter to us all. Because finding your better at First Security makes Arkansas better too. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. It's all Shiloh Christian here in the first quarter as they have a 35-0 lead. Braylon King receives the kickoff, and his forward progress is stopped at about the 33-yard line. That's where Nettleton will take over 1st and 10. Looking at the scoreboard, it looks like Farmington leads Valley View 8-0. Prairie Grove leads Batesville 6-0. Wynn leads Harrison 13-7, and here at Shiloh Christian, the Saints have a 35-0 lead. Looks like Zach Davis is back out there at center. Maddox Hampton, the quarterback, in the gun. He gives to Keandre Pope. The Pope runs right side, has no room to run, gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's where he stopped. And actually, it's going to be a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9 for the Raiders.
And that's not a bad game by Keandre Pope. The running room is very slim right now with this really big Shiloh Christian defensive line.
Maddox Hampton in the gun, the Pope at his left hip, and the snow is really coming down. Maddox looking to pass. He's got Q Thompson, but it's incomplete. Very good defense there by Dax Widger. He went up, knocked the ball away, and it's an incomplete pass. It's going to be 3rd down and 8, and Q's coming up limping. He is walking under his own power. That's good news. He's trying to trot back to the line of scrimmage to make the next play. They're going to have to wait on Q before they can start this. It's a 3-receiver set to the right. Maddox Hampton dropping straight back to pass. Rolling right. It is intended for the Pope, and incomplete, or maybe it was complete, but he was on the ground. Completed pass, I guess is what they're saying. In any event, he caught it at about the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th down and 8. So 4th down and 8, and the Raiders are going to punt. 3:43 remaining in the first quarter. 35-0 Shiloh Christian with the lead over Nettleton. Cortez punts it away. It is touched there by Colin Shelton at about the 32-yard line. So that's where Shiloh Christian will take over 1st and 10. Jacob, what do you think so far about this Shiloh team?
Really impressive team. Eli Wisdom, I think when I looked at Max Preps, put up over 2,000 passing yards this season, and that's impressive for a high school quarterback, averaging over 200 yards a game.
Hootness has got him ranked 3rd in 5A.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And I tell you the truth, the way they're playing right now, I don't know of a team that I would bet on beating them. Eli Wisdom, he is looking downfield to pass. It is caught. It is caught inside Nettleton territory by Carter Holman. 1st down. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Saints at the 46-yard line. And, boy, you mentioned backyard football earlier. That's kind of what they're playing right now. Just go out and get open.
You know, I'm not saying the ref's wrong, but I thought I saw that ball bounce.
Some of the Nettleton fans that made the trip, they're saying that was no good, but the referee, his opinion is what counts, and he says that was a good catch. To give the ball to Bo Williams, he's running the left side, has the 1st down. He is dashing down the sidelines. He's going to go to the house. Touchdown, Bo Williams with a 46-yard touchdown run.
That's an impressive run by Bo Williams. He hit the outside hard. He's short and fast. Kind of reminds me of a Orion Pugh. Good run by Bo Williams.
And that makes the score 41-0. Every time they score, they fire off a cannon over here behind us, and it's going to be the death of me, Jacob. Every time they fire it off, I nearly have a heart attack here. You would think by now they've scored 6 times, and the PAT is good. They've scored 6 times. You think I'd be ready for it, but every time they fire off that cannon, my heart jumps a little bit. Hopefully we won't hear it fired off very many more times tonight. 2:55 remaining in the first quarter. Your score is 42-0. Shiloh Christian with the lead. Back in 30th, more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
The holidays are here, and American-Made General Store is the place to shop for one-of-a-kind gift items. Come in today and get your new shipment of Greenwich Bay soaps, Wine River wind chimes, Rada knife sets, and Stay Put pillows. The name says it all. Everything you see in our store is manufactured in America. We have over 5,000 American-made products from almost every state. So come find that unique and perfect gift for everyone this Christmas at American-Made General Store. Shop one of our locations in Pocahontas, Brooklyn, Rogersville, and Conway.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. The kickoff by the Saints is fielded by Q Thompson. He's across the 35-yard line, makes a move, and advances it to the 40. So a good kickoff return by Q Thompson gives Nettleton pretty good field position. 1st and 10 at the 40. If you're just now joining us, it has been all Shiloh Christian so far tonight here on this snowy Friday night in Springdale, Arkansas. Your score is Shiloh Christian 42, Nettleton 0, 2:46 remaining in the first quarter. And it feels like we've been here for 4 quarters, but we're just still in the first quarter. Maddox Hampton to pass. It is complete. Far side to Q Thompson. Q Thompson advances it to the 45-yard line before he's brought down. It's going to be a gain of 5 on first down, 2nd down and 5 for the Raiders.
I like watching Q Thompson play. He's a really good receiver. I'm so excited I get to watch him again next year.
Actually, 2nd down and 4 is really what it looks like. The chain gang right in front of us here. I'm accustomed to him being all the way across. But the good folks at Shiloh Christian, they've got a visitors press box, and we're thankful for that on this snowy night in Springdale. Maddox Hampton's pass is complete on the far side to Curtis Smith. The playmaker gets across midfield, has the first down, and is pushed out of bounds at the 49-yard line of the Saints. Move the chains, Jacob.
That's a good pass. The ball in Cortez's hands is not a bad idea right now. I like to see it.
It's been a good recipe for success all season long. Get it to number 5. Get it to number 13. Get it to Cortez. Get it to Cordarius. Let them work their magic. 1:33 on the clock here in the first quarter. Raiders trailing big. It's 42-0. Shiloh Christian with the lead. Maddox Hampton in an empty backfield, looking to pass. It is incomplete, intended for the Pope, intended for Keandre Pope, is incomplete, knocked down by number 22, Noah DeJarnat. Noah Jarnett is the pronunciation according to the PA guy. 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders.
And this is a really good Shiloh team. They're going to make really good defensive plays.
It really is. I've been very impressed with Jeff Conaway's team. They have been dominant on offense for sure. This Nettleton offense making a little noise of their own. Pass complete to Q Thompson. He's going to lose some yardage. He's brought down at the Nettleton 45-yard line. That's where they're going to say his forward progress stopped. So it's going to be 3rd down and 15 for the Raiders after a 3rd and 16 after a loss of 6.
That was a tough play there. They kind of sniffed it out. They saw what we did on the other side, and they caught the screen pass early there.
So Maddox Hampton in an empty backfield. 3 receivers spread out wide to the right, 2 to the left. Maddox back to pass. It is incomplete, intended for Curtis Smith. Jarnat on the defense. Will bring up 4th down and 16, and Nettleton will send their punting team out. I believe that's about the 6th time that we've seen the punting team go out there.
I think it might be the 5th.
5th time? Well, it's been a bunch.
Sure has.
Cortez has done a good job punting, but when that's the bright spot of your team, it's usually not a good sign. We've done a good job punting the ball tonight. Cortez rolling to his right. It's a fake. Cortez throws downfield, and it is incomplete, intended for – who was that intended for?
Blake Brown.
Blake Brown. Blake Brown is incomplete, and they're going to be a turnover on downs. I like the call, though. Why not? You're down 42-0. You're around the middle of the field, 45-yard line. Why not go for a fake? Whenever your punter is also one of your quarterbacks, let's do it. Make something happen.
Play some backyard football.
We got to do something to get back in this thing for sure. But the fake punt unsuccessful, and Shiloh Christian will take over 1st and 10 with a short field. They're going to start at the Raider 45-yard line. Eli Wisdom gives it to Williams, and he bulls his way forward for good yardage. He has a gain of about 6. I said Williams. That's actually Noah Jarnat, the ball carrier. A lot of these Shiloh guys, they've got a big number of players, but a lot of these guys are playing offense and defense.
And they must be really good players, and we see that because they do a really good job.
And that's the end of the first quarter. 42-0 your score. Shiloh Christian all over Nettleton. 60-second break. More Raider football when we come back on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Now you can enjoy the great taste of Japan in downtown Jonesboro. Bamboo Japanese Cuisine has all your favorites, from steak and chicken to seafood and sushi. Bamboo also has house poke bowls, or you can build your own bowl. Bamboo Japanese Cuisine with hibachi, sushi, and seafood is open Monday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and discounts are available for students. So stop by and dine in with us, or log on to BambooJapaneseCuisine.com and like them on Facebook. Bamboo Japanese Cuisine on the corner of Main and Huntington in downtown Jonesboro.
A-State football and the Social Jonesboro are the perfect winning combination for game day. The Social has an amazing, delicious, fantastic, and tasty menu that goes perfect for pre or post game. Plus, the official Red Wolves away game watch party takes place at the Social. What we're saying is, it does not get any better than the Social on Red Wolves game day. The name says it all. Get social at the Social and get ready to howl with fellow A-State Red Wolves fans on every game day. The Social at Greensboro Village in Jonesboro.
We welcome you back to Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. It is all Shiloh Christian here in the second quarter, the start of it. Eli Wisdom back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, and he runs for close to the first down. Let's see where they mark it out. Actually, it's maybe a flag on the play. Let's see what the – actually, they're calling it a first down. It would be the 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. That Eli Wisdom is some kind of a weapon.
He sure is. He's a really good dual threat.
So with a 42-0 lead, Shiloh slowing it down here, as they should. Wisdom gives to Jarnett, and he runs for a first down. He's still on his feet inside the 10-yard line, brought down over there on the far sideline by Kylan Shelton. So it'll be first down and goal for the Saints, as they are on the precipice of making it a 7-score game. It is sleeting out there, or snowing. Jordan Pegram with a big stop. Nice play over there by the All-State defensive end. Jarnett trying to test out that left side of the Raider defensive line. Jordan Pegram says this side of the line is closed for business. Nice play over there by Pegram. It's going to be no gain on the play. Second down and goal from the 8. In motion is Neal. Wisdom back to pass. Complete in the end zone to Neal. And the Saints, for the 7th time tonight, they are on the board.
And 6th passing touchdown here for Wisdom. Wisdom is a ball-playing athlete. He looks really good tonight. Shiloh Christian takes a 48-0 lead with 10:16 remaining in the second.
The PAT, bad snap or a bad hold, but they still get it. The holder did a good job of corralling that thing, and it disrupted the timing of Aiden Benson, but he made the adjustment. And that young man's got plenty of leg. We saw him kicking 40-yard field goals in the pregame. He kicks the PAT with 10:16 remaining in the second quarter. It's 49-0 Saints. Back in 30th, more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue on Johnson at Hilltop and on Main Street across from Jonesboro High School. Now, I'm from Memphis and I know barbecue, but there are people from Memphis that travel to Jonesboro to sample, taste, and enjoy Demo's Barbecue. No kidding, they come from Memphis, so no need to go anywhere else. Right here, the best barbecue is at Demo's. Any of the ribs, any of the plates, you can enjoy it all at Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue. My mouth is watering.
We welcome you back to Champion Stadium on the campus of Shiloh Christian School in Springdale, Arkansas. And Shiloh Christian, the Saints, are beating the Raiders 49-0 here in the early part of the second quarter. The kickoff is fielded by Q Thompson at the 20-yard line. Q juking and jiving and looking for some room to run. Doesn't find any. Brought down at about the 22-yard line. That's where the Raiders will take over first down and 10. Actually, they mark it at the 24. A driving, I don't know what that is out there. It's a wintry mix. Looks like some snow, some sleet. It's a miserable night to be outside. Raider faithful that has made the trip across the state. Our hats are off to them. And the Raider offense back to work. Got a lot of making up to do as we are trailing this game 49-0 to Shiloh Christian. They give it to Keandre Pope. Keandre running off left tackle, and he is brought down after a gain of a couple, but there is a flag on the play. We do have a Raider that's slow in getting up. I believe that's Keandre that's a little bit slow. Let's see what the flag is about. I didn't see the official make a signal. Did you, Jacob?
I did not. I think I heard unnecessary roughness. That could be wrong. My ears are very terrible.
Well, we got these windows closed because it's 37 degrees and sleeting out there right now, so we got the windows closed. It's a little bit hard to hear what the PA guy might say. I believe you're right, though. It's a penalty against Shiloh Christian. So unsportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary roughness maybe was the call, but it's a penalty against Shiloh Christian. Keandre Pope is up and walking off the field under his own power. That's wonderful news for the Raiders. It's going to be 1st and 10 Raiders from their own 40-yard line.
No, Coach, I'm looking at it right now. They had a touch tight end on the line of scrimmage, and we run a fast car. And he does not go over there and cover the tight end.
Maddox Hampton, the quarterback, in the shotgun. In the backfield with him is Kylan Shelton, who's been the backup running back all year long. He gives to Kylan Shelton, actually pulls it back. Pass is complete over the middle to Curtez Smith. First down and then some for the Raiders. Curtez is wrestled down inside the 30-yard line. Move the chains. First down, Raiders.
And I like that play there. We've always been a big RPO team. Last year we ran it a lot with Cameron Scarlett. Maddox ran it very well there. Faked the run and hit the playmaker over the middle. Good job, Maddox Hampton, with the read.
So 1st and 10 for the Raiders, the 29-yard line of the Saints. They give to Kylan Shelton. He breaks the tackle in the backfield. He's down to the 26-yard line, close to the 25-yard line. It's going to be a gain of a couple on the play, 2nd down and 8.
And that's a really good run by Kylan Shelton because he was hit initially in the backfield. A big Shiloh D lineman got to him. I think it was 58. That's a big guy to break, 6'3", 235. Kylan Shelton did a good job breaking the tackle.
Kylan Shelton still in the backfield. Keandre is shaking up a little bit. Let's hope that the Pope is all right. They got a very able backup in Kylan Shelton. Kylan, a junior, they going to pass. Mad Dog looking for the end zone. It is complete. It's incomplete, actually. Curtez Smith, incomplete pass. He had it for a second and in and out of his hands as he was well defended. Good job by the Shiloh defensive backs. I thought we had ourselves a touchdown there, but it's an incomplete pass. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
I thought we struck there too.
Our halftime guest is going to be Coach Darrell Dover, the legendary Coach Darrell Dover, and he's making his way into the press box right now. Hopefully he'll change our luck a little bit. Mad Dogs pass is complete to Q Thompson. Q across the 20, across the 15-yard line. He's still on his feet. He's wrestled down inside the 5-yard line. It's a first down Raiders. It's going to be first down and goal to go from inside the 5.
And this passing offense right now is being electric for the Raiders. I'd like to see if this could put us in the end zone right here.
Raiders trailing 49-0 with just over 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. Maddox Hampton in the gun with Kylan Shelton in the backfield with him. They give to Kylan Shelton. Kylan running left side. He's brought down, makes it to about the line of scrimmage. He's wrestled down by number 86. That's Owen Boblitz. Boblitz. As long as I've been alive, I've never seen that last name, Jacob. I didn't know how to pronounce that. Boblitz. Going to be a loss of 1. It's going to be second down and goal to go from the 7. Hampton from the gun. Kylan Shelton in the backfield with him. Hampton's going to throw. It is incomplete, intended for Q Thompson, and just a little bit, let him a little bit too much, and it's going to be third down and goal to go from the 7. As Mad Dog put it right there on the pylon. Q just wasn't quite there yet. Third down and goal to go for the Raiders. They trail this game 49-0 as the Shiloh Christian team coming in, averaging 50 points. There's some good news for you, Raider Nation. They average 50 points. Maybe they'll just get one more and they'll be done. Maddox Hampton back to pass. It is incomplete, intended for Q Thompson. It'll bring up fourth down and 7. The Raiders will certainly go for it here. 5:38 remaining in the second quarter. Fourth down and goal from the 7. The incomplete pass stopped the clock at 5. Or it should have stopped the clock at 5:26, but the clock is rolling. The mercy rule is in effect. I thought they would wait till the second half before the mercy rule went into effect, but AAA rule 35-0 is the mercy rule. I thought that it kicked in at the in the second half, but evidently it's kicking in here at the second quarter. They let it roll down to 5:03, and then Nettleton takes a timeout. So we will take a timeout with them, a 30-second break. With 5:03 remaining in the second quarter, your score is Shiloh Christian 49, Nettleton 0. Back in 30th, more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Your vehicle is a personal and important investment. At Central Collision Center, we're more than collision repair. We do everything from minor paint touch-ups and windshield replacements to framework. We're committed to customer satisfaction and provide the highest quality of service. At Central Collision Center, we provide honest and expert auto care and offer a written lifetime warranty and on-site rental car arrangements. Stop by or give us a call today to schedule your free estimate. Central Collision Center. Professional, convenient, reliable. Find Central Chevrolet on Stadium and online at centralcollisionctr.com.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. 5:03 remaining in the second quarter, and your score is Shiloh Christian 49, Nettleton 0. First time in school history that we've ever played Shiloh Christian. They're one of the storied programs in our state, and they are showing why tonight. It's fourth down and goal to go for the Raiders. They get the ball on the 7-yard line of the Saints. Maddox Hampton, who's had a sensational sophomore season, dropping back to pass, looking for the end zone, is incomplete. Intended for Curtis Smith. Incomplete. Good defense over there by number 22. That's Noah Jarnat. And it's a turnover on downs, and Shiloh Christian will take over first and 10 from their own 7. Driving wintry precipitation out there. It's looks like it may be a little sleet mixed with some snow. And they got their second team in, their second string quarterback. They give to the running back. He is brought down by Jordan Pegram, ball player.
He sure is. He's an all-around athlete, too. He's a track star, football star. I love to see him play. I would love to watch him again next year.
Second down and 6 for the Saints. Quarterback keeper, Odom running left side, has the first down. And he's brought down about the 10-yard line. It's going to be Jamie Morris on the stop. The Carpenter brings him down. It'll be first down for the Saints. And first down and 10, I believe, at the 11-yard line. They move so fast, I can't hardly look at the scoreboard and see. Pass is complete inside the 5-yard line. Kylan Shelton on the stop. That young man's all over the field. That's Cameron Arellano with the reception. Is no good. The holder unable to find in the PAT attempt is no good. 1:32 to play in the second quarter, and your score is 55-0. Shiloh Christian with the lead. I thought the sportsmanship rule was in effect, but that clock is stopped at 1:32. So there maybe on change of possessions they decide to stop the clock, but the good one, the entire second half, so maybe we'll be home by 3 o'clock. Kick is fielded at the 15-yard line. That's Q Thompson. Q advances it to the 26-yard line, and the Raiders will take over first and 10 with 1:22 on the clock in the second quarter, trailing 55-0. You don't want to miss the halftime show. The Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show, brought to you by the Kavanaugh Auto Group. To see their complete inventory from the comfort of your home, log on to KavanaughCars.com. We got a very special guest, the great coach Daryl Dover, who is residing in Northwest Arkansas now. He's retired and living the life of Riley. He is taking time from the golf course and eating bonbons to join us on the halftime show. They give to Keandre Pope, and Keandre is brought down after a short gain. It's going to be a gain of 3, second down and 7 for the Raiders. Less than 40 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Shiloh Christian up big over the Raiders. It's 55-0.
This Shiloh Christian team reminds me a lot of Pulaski Academy.
We saw Pulaski Academy a couple of seasons ago. They ended our season. Last year it was Little Rock Christian that ended our season. Keandre Pope, the ball carrier, and he's brought down at the 30. This year it's Shiloh Christian. Who's a Nettleton fan will want to miss it. A great walk down memory lane with Coach Dover. It's coming up on the halftime show in 4 minutes. Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Whether you're replacing an old appliance or remodeling your whole kitchen, the appliances you need are right around the corner with GE Appliances at Tucker's Appliance Superstore in Jonesboro. Shop timeless designs and time-saving features on the appliances that are built to last in the busiest homes. Visit Tucker's Appliance today and upgrade your home your way with GE Appliances and your local experts. Shop Tucker's Appliance today and save.
Tucker's Appliance.
Pico Food says good luck to all the players, coaches, cheerleaders, and marching bands taking the field tonight. Under the lights, it's not about who's in your path, it's about who's in your huddle. And Pico Foods is a proud teammate and supporter of all the communities and the state's agricultural producers. Learn more about Pico Foods' mission to support producers in Arkansas.
Baseball, whether it's wrestling, whether it's anything, the wings, the salads, the hamburgers, everything they have at Wings to Go is always flavorful and it's always ready. All that has to happen is you come down and enjoy them. Happy winging from Wings to Go.
Follow me on a new healthcare journey, full of possibilities. Experience world-class care delivered by friends, family, and neighbors right here in your community, bringing industry-leading technology to you, not the other way around. Your health record, your appointment scheduling, and your medications all in one place, and your lab results delivered the instant they're recorded. Do we look at healthcare differently? Absolutely. Experience the difference, and you will too. NEA Baptist, healthcare for the next century.
Best savings anywhere at First National Bank. For limited time only, a 13-month CD special at 4.15 annual percentage yield. You can visit fnbank.net/specials to lock in your rate today. Also available by visiting any of our 23 locations in Arkansas and Tennessee. 13 months, 4.15 APY at First National Bank. Offer valid as of November 2nd, 2022. Rate subject to change. Valid at all locations. $1,000 minimum to open. Penalty for early withdrawal. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Get huge savings now at every Kavanaugh dealership. Kavanaugh has a great selection of late model, low mileage, certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. And most are still under factory warranty. We have every make, every model, so you're sure to find the vehicle you want. And when you buy at Kavanaugh, every new and used purchase comes with 1 year free maintenance. Plus, we buy cars. Bring a vehicle, get a check. Come see us today at one of our dealerships or go to KavanaughCars.com.
And we welcome you back to this broadcast of Raider Football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. We welcome you to the halftime show. It's brought to you by Kavanaugh Auto Group. To see their complete inventory from the comfort of your home, then all you got to do is log on to KavanaughCars.com. Sure, glad to have everybody joining us. We understand our YouTube feed has been a little bit spotty. We're having some trouble with the internet, so hopefully you can get on the radio and shouldn't have any of those types of internet type problems on the radio. If you're watching it, if you're listening to it, it's been all Shiloh Christian here in this game. First time in school history that we've played this school, and they are beating us 55-0 here at the half. They led 42-0 at the end of the first quarter, and in the second quarter they outscored us 13-0. 55-0 is the score, and we are very privileged to have, and I'm thrilled to have my old ball coach, Coach Darrell Dover, as the guest on the halftime show. Coach Dover, thank you for being here, sir.
Appreciate it.
Man, these private schools are tough on us, ain't they?
Yes, they are. They, you mentioned the fact that, and I hadn't realized this, that the last 3 years we've been eliminated from the playoffs by a private school.
Yeah, two years ago it was Pulaski Academy. Then last year it
Little
was
Rock Christian.
Yeah, and it may be more than 2 years ago. I think it was the year we had DeAndre and them. It was a really, really good team. Made it to the semifinals, running into Pulaski Academy, and they ousted us, beat us bad. Last year, that incredible team, 11-0, with the run into Little Rock Christian. They defeated us very bad as well. And here we are playing Shiloh Christian, and they are beating us 55-0. It is an advantage if you're a private school. You have the ability to be able to, I guess the word is recruit. I don't know if you want to use that word.
Well, your skill you have there's no limit to your skill boundaries.
Right.
So they have kids playing here that live in Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers.
Yeah.
And, in several maybe smaller schools smaller cities around the area. So they have an advantage to be able to they have a lot larger school district to be able to get some players from.
I know the AAA has a tough job trying to make things fair and try. I know that they're basically a AAA school. They're a 3A school, and right now the solution is they're making them play 2 classifications up, and that's why we're not having to contend with Little Rock Christian or Pulaski Academy. They're 4A schools. They're playing in the 6A playoffs this year. But I'm telling you, that's an awfully strong-looking 5A team out there.
Yes, it is. They're very talented. They got several D1 prospects.
Yep. Yep, they do, which is something you never said about me, that I was a D1 prospect, Coach.
Well, it was close, but, it just I don't know, maybe just the speed might have held you back a little bit.
Yeah, I was not known as a speed merchant, that's for sure. Speed and lack of athletic ability, those two things are.
That makes it tough.
Yeah, yes, it does. Coach Daryl Dover, our guest on the halftime show. And, Coach, I appreciate you joining us. He's in retirement now, the winningest coach in Nettleton history, former athletic director, former principal, just a great Nettleton guy. A lot of people, if they were to make a Nettleton Mount Rushmore, Coach Daryl Dover's face would be one of the four. Definitely in the running on mine for sure. But he is kind enough to join us. He's retired, living in Northwest Arkansas, and goes to church here at the
Cross Church.
It used to be First Baptist Springdale, but now it's Cross Church.
Cross Church. We have 3 campuses. One here in Springdale, one in Fayetteville, and one in Bentonville. And one in Rogers, Rogers.
You go to the one in
Rogers.
In Rogers, okay.
Rogers and Bentonville are so close together,
hard to tell where one starts and another stops. But he's our guest on the halftime show, and always thrilled to visit with Coach Dover. And, Coach, what I wanted to do with you is I wanted to kind of walk down memory lane, memories of old Nettleton coaches, guys that you worked with, some of these first guys that you worked under as a teacher, coach, while they were a principal. And let's just share some memories of some great Raiders from days gone by. Let's start with the first coach, the guy that started the program back in 1965. And I know you might not even been born in 65, but when you
appreciate the comment. Compliment, I mean.
When you started working at Nettleton, I know you worked with this guy. I'm talking about Coach Don Yarbrough.
Yes, he was my middle school principal, and I taught PE and social studies for him my first year there. Nice guy, very good principal, and just was a great man to work under.
Loved him myself. He was the principal of the middle school whenever I was going through. Had a intimidating aura about him. He was kind of old school.
Carried those keys on his side. You remember that?
I do. I sure do. He had the key ring on his side. And
very nice guy. Very dry humor.
Had Red Man in his front pocket.
Sure did.
Chewed the Red Man. What a great guy, Don Yarbrough. His assistant coach, I don't know if you ever worked with him. I think he was out of Nettleton by the time you got here, but his fingerprints are all over the school to this day, and that is Coach Phil Bridger.
No, sir, I did not get to work with him, but, of course, he was on our school board for many years, and I was forced to coach Kent. So,
Kent, his son,
yes,
who is a very talented athlete, played football and baseball for you. And
sure did.
I don't remember if Kent played basketball or not.
I don't. Not in senior high. I think he played in junior high.
Okay, but he was a very good football player and baseball player. His dad, Coach Phil Bridger. Coach Chester Key.
Coach Key, he's the coach that hired me at Nettleton from Walnut Ridge, and I learned a lot from Coach Key. Coach Key was a very organized coach. I learned a lot of organizational skills from him and detailed. He was a very detailed coach. I mean, we used to go out on Thursdays and line up for special teams, and everybody on the team had to know where they went. I don't care if you was the first string punter or the 14th string punter. You had to know where you went. Or if you're not, we lined up and ran gassers.
Coach Key, Chester Key. Now, is Coach Key still living?
Yes, he lives in Paragould.
Lives in Paragould,
He
really?
retired.
Okay.
He ended up his career at Greene County Tech.
Okay.
As a junior high principal.
Okay, all right. We'll forgive him for that. We'll forgive him because I hear a lot of the old guys that played for Coach Key, and they really think highly of him.
Yeah, he was a great coach, great football coach.
What about Coach Foley? I never had Coach Foley, but my sister had him, I think, for PE, and she always spoke highly of Coach Dan Foley. Is that right?
Yes. Dan was on the staff when Chester hired me, and Coach Foley was the defensive coordinator, and I learned a lot of football from Coach Foley. Coach Foley was a great guy. Went on to coach at Batesville and eventually ended up as superintendent at Batesville Southside. A great guy.
Where Chris Ellis is working now.
Yes, Chris is assistant superintendent now.
Love it. So the Nettleton guys doing good. What about Coach Lynn Nix?
I knew Coach Nix was the high school principal when I was coaching there. He came from Texas, and it really was the, I guess, one that jump-started the program. I think he had 2 undefeated seasons while he was there. So, he really kind of got us on the map toward winning.
I guess he would have been in mid-70s is when he would have been the head
late
coach.
70s.
Late 70s, okay. Lynn Nix.
Mid to late 70s.
Gotcha. Had some good teams back
yes, he
then
did.
for
Very
sure.
good.
Now we're getting a little bit more into my era, Coach Dover. This is Coach Daryl Dover, our guest on the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. Coach Pat Hawk.
Coach Pat. He was a mainstay at Nettleton for many years. I don't know how many, but he did a great job. Great social studies teacher. But the thing about Pat, I think he wore the same shoes. He just put tape around the bottom of them for I don't care how many years. But he was a hard worker, and of course he helped us in senior high too. But avid deer hunter, hunter, but was a good man.
Yes, beloved man, and a you said I don't know how long did he coach? How long did even after he coached he still taught?
He was coaching there when I got there, and he retired though while I was still there. But he's 20-something years, I'm sure.
Yeah, and influenced so many people, including myself. I played for Coach Hawk, and I find myself, even as a teacher, saying some of the things that he
What was his favorite saying?
us. Well, his favorite name for me was Ned in the First Reader.
No, but remember what his favorite saying?
I remember one saying he said all the time on a hot day of practice, he said, "Hey, men, the heat that melts the wax hardens the steel." Is that what you're thinking of?
Yes, sir.
You probably used that yourself, didn't you?
Nah, I didn't use that.
Oh, did you not? Well, it would inspire me. I was like,
that was his famous saying.
The heat that melts the wax hardens the steel. I also remember Coach Hawk saying, "Boys, I want you to be mobile, agile, most of all, hostile." And that was Coach Hawk. But he was very philosophical.
Yes.
He would give us a speech every day. It was in the old middle school locker room, the old gym locker room. We had those bleachers out there, and he would line us up like he was General Patton and just go through his talk, inspiring words, things that I remember to this day, man. He was quite an orator.
Yes, he was, because he was a great social studies teacher, so I think he drew a lot of experiences from the social studies and put that in the football field.
And a good American, loved his country.
Yes.
Sadly, we lost Coach Hawk.
Yes,
I guess it was
2 or 3 years ago.
About 2 years ago, maybe, and
had
so
a heart attack.
Yes, and that was a sad day in my life, but because he really had it. You guys you might not realize it, and maybe you do, Coach, but you don't realize what an influence that you have on these boys, and that is an amazing thing about coaching.
As looking back, that's an opportunity that coaches have that a lot of people don't have that privilege of being able to influence kids because you have them a lot. Mm-hmm. And let's face it, coaches, kids play sports because they love it, so they tend to, be willing to listen a little bit more than they do somebody that's not a coach.
Right. And now I was very privileged, very thankful, very blessed to have an outstanding father. And a lot of his friends, Jerry Suter and Plug Eaton, Phil Carter, they kind of helped raise me. I had a lot of positive male role models in my life growing up. A lot of young men don't. And so a coach can kind of jump in and fill the gap there. And that is a very important role. God bless our coaches.
And it's even more important in this time because, like you say, there's a lot of kids who are missing that, some father advice.
Right. And so all of these guys that were mentioned have definitely filled that role in their time. How about Coach Wesley Rothy?
Coach Rothy, he was the Jeopardy king. He knew everything. I mean, if you ask him a question about history or anything, he would know it. Just like that. In fact, I think he was on Jeopardy.
He
That's
got
correct.
To be on Jeopardy.
Yes, he did.
He sure did.
But hard worker, great guy. But he that's what I remember about Wes. He just had a memory that was unbelievable.
Coach Rothy was my 7th grade coach and was just outstanding teacher of the game, very patient with us, and he was a good evaluator of talent as well. After the first week of practice, he had the depth chart, had me fourth string. So
well, you can miss one every once in a while.
He's a good evaluator of talent. Wesley Rothy, and a good man. I still see him out and about some. Here's some other guys from my era. Coach John Wilson.
John was when I was named head coach, I was very fortunate to hire him out of Texas. No, I take it back. He was in Arkansas, but he moved to Texas after he left us. But he was a hard worker and dedicated and a great assistant. And, he moved to Texas after he left us and had a great career in Texas after he left us. But I'm always be appreciative to him for the effort that he gave and helped me my first 2 or 3 years as head coach.
Well, because the staff now, we've got several coaches, but back then it was you and Coach Wilson and Coach Mack. That was the three,
we had
right?
3, correct.
Yeah, and speaking of Coach Mack, Coach Clark McDaniel, who's still getting it done, who's still coaching. Coach Clark McDaniel.
Coach tennis. Clark been there. I guess Clark came the year after I came, so he's been there a long time. He's he bleeds Nettleton through and through and loves the school and always he was on. I know he did. He played on Coach Nix's first 2 teams that were really good. So he had a tradition there and loved the Nettleton Raiders.
He was a great player, great coach, and now he's still coaching, still the tennis coach. And Coach Mack, great to have him still on board, still coaching. He could have retired a long time ago, but he's still
teaching elementary at Fox Meadow.
That's right. That's right. What about Coach Bonnard Mace?
Coach Mace is superintendent at Gosnell the last time I checked.
Okay.
He came to us and I think he only stayed 2 years, but did an outstanding job and was a hard worker also. And then he got into administration and has been a very successful superintendent at Gosnell.
Now, this next name is a guy that actually coached against you. Some of the most memorable moments in Nettleton history. Wound up coaching with you. I think you were wise enough to say, I need this guy on my staff. Coach Donnie Tennyson.
Great guy, great, solid Christian man who very successful coach at Walnut Ridge and came over and coached, and he was a very successful head coach at Nettleton. But he was a super, super guy, did an outstanding job and loved kids, and and he was a great godly example for the young men that he coached.
And Coach Tennyson, a couple of the firsts in the program, Coach Tennyson was the head coach. The first time that we ever beat Jonesboro. It was a Donnie Tennyson team. And win. That's right. First time we ever beat Win. So he got the program over a couple of big hurdles there. And as Coach Dover said, just a great and godly man, Coach Donnie Tennyson. Coach, obviously you coached. You're the winningest coach at Nettleton. You coach longer than anybody else.
That's the reason I'm the winningest.
Yeah. If we were to research it, you might be the losingest coach too.
That is true. No doubt. I guarantee you.
It's like the Cardinals. Their greatest pitcher ever is Bob Gibson, but he's also walked the most gave up the most home runs. It's one of those things. You hang around a long time, you're going to take some L's as well. But one of the things that you did, you started the baseball program at Nettleton, and even though football was your sport,
right.
And I think anybody would obviously say that was your sport, but they needed a baseball coach. You stepped up and got the thing going. You remember those days?
Yeah, I remember those days of practicing over by the middle school and dodging the buses, and they had no backstop. We had to chase them out of the ditch, and I coached baseball. I knew very little bit about baseball. I played it, but as far as coaching, I think you coached as much as I did, but it was fun, and someone needed to start it, and we played out at Legion Field.
Yep.
And, it was we started on a shoestring budget. I think our first budget, Mr. Blankenship said, you can have it, and we'll start it for $2,400.
$2,400.
I said, does that include everything? He said, that's uniforms, bats. I think we had 2 bats.
2, that's right.
Maybe had a dozen balls. And
Green Label leasing.
But we were very fortunate, or Nettleton was very fortunate that we had Tommy Fowler come in behind me. He was a great baseball coach, and probably the best baseball coach I've ever seen. And he was able to take the program to super heights. And then, of course, Pete came in after that and kept it going. But Coach Fowler's the one that really got our baseball program going.
I remember those days well. As Coach said, we didn't have a practice field. Over our practice field, there was a chicken wire backstop
Yes.
that I think Tommy Morgan built over by where the bus shop is
was,
now.
Yeah.
If the bases were loaded, we had to borrow a batter's helmet from the other team.
because we didn't have enough.
We had like 3 helmets.
And then we had to stop practice when the buses were dismissed because we was afraid we'd hit a bus.
But that first year, we won the county championship.
Yeah, we won 12 or 13 games.
Yeah. I think we only had like 15 games and we won 12 of them.
Yeah.
Very good. We had Perry Darby, Spencer Moore, Kent Bridger, Rich Carville.
You guys won a lot of games. I had no clue what I was doing.
Well, we got through it and we had some success, and you laid the foundation. And you've Nettleton owes you big time for all the things that you've done for the Raiders, Coach. And we really appreciate you. One more thing I want to talk to you about. We've talked about all these coaches that have impacted so many lives. I think we got a dandy right now, and it was one of your last hires as the AD was Coach Stephen Hampton in his 10th year. I know you're very proud of that hire.
I'm very proud of Coach Hampton and his staff. Coach, Coach Brian Carter and I were assigned to hire a new coach, and we really searched, several states. And Coach Hampton came available to us, and we met with him in Conway. I think it was Russellville. Excuse me. We met with him in Russellville one evening, and we knew immediately. Met with his family, Summer and Maddox, and we knew immediately that he was the man that we needed to lead this program. And he's done an outstanding job. He really has. He's a great school person, godly man too, and but he's a great example for these kids. And has had great success and will continue to have great success.
We appreciate Coach Hampton. We appreciate Coach Dover. People probably don't realize it, but even on this trip right here, he's reaching out to us. What can I do to help? Anything I can do to help? Can I line up a restaurant for y'all to eat at? He's always helping the school, and that's why we love Coach Dover. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
You bet.
You have a safe trip home.
You going to hang out with us here in the second half?
For a little bit, but I'm going to go out there and harass Shipman a little bit.
Okay. Is Shipman out there?
Yeah, he's down there.
Okay, okay. Well, you tell him I said hey. And
good deal.
And you if it starts, the snow gets too much for you,
I'll come
then
back in, yeah.
Come on back up.
Y'all have a safe trip home, and again, I want to thank you for what you guys do with broadcasts. I watch every one of them, and I really enjoy it.
Well, I wouldn't have the job if it weren't for you, Coach. You were the one who reached out to me and hired me. And so if you like watching the broadcast from the comfort of your home, it's because of Daryl Dover. He is the man that got it going, and we appreciate Coach Dover. Thank you for joining us on the halftime show, Coach.
Good deal.
And we are just about ready for kickoff. We're just going to keep it right here. Anytime I talk to Coach Dover, I get long-winded and probably talk a little bit too much. But the wealth of football knowledge, we appreciate you, Coach, for sure will. And a wealth of Nettleton Raider history. Were you able to listen to that much, Jacob, or did you take a break?
I took a little break. I had to use the restroom, but what I heard is very, very well.
He knows what he's talking about. And he's a man who bleeds black and gold for sure. Coach Daryl Dover, our guest on the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. Again, to view their entire inventory from the comfort of your home, just log on to CavanaughCars.com. We're here in the NEA Baptist broadcast position at Champion Stadium, Shiloh Christian. Get better with Baptist. The kickoff is away. It is fielded by Q Thompson at about the 15-yard line. Q makes it to the 30 before he's brought down, and that's where the Raiders will take over 1st and 10. It's 55-0. Shiloh Christian with the lead, and they have been very impressive, Jacob.
They sure have. Reminds me a lot, as I said earlier, of Pulaski Academy. I'm not saying all private schools look the same, but when they wear the same colors, they kind of resemble each other.
Well, one thing about them, they are all very good.
Dadgum right they are.
No doubt about it. So Nettleton offense back to work. It's a little shovel pass to Cortez Smith. Cortez is brought down after maybe a short gain. Let's see where they spot it. Actually, he gets back to the line of scrimmage. We're going to call it a loss of 1, 2nd down and 11. I do like the idea of getting the ball in Cortez's hands.
Sure do. I love the shovel pass. We kind of ran it earlier playing backyard football, getting the idea of the shovel pass to Cortez.
Maybe they saw us.
They probably did.
The Mad Dog pass is complete to Cortez Smith. Cortez has the 1st down. He's knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Move the chains, 1st down Raiders.
And that's a good job. Cortez Smith off the screen pass. That's a guy who's explosive. He exploded hard there. Gets at least 11. And some change. Good job, Curtis Smith.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders on the 46-yard line, our own 46-yard line. Mad Dog Hampton in the backfield with the Pope. Keandre on his right hip. He gives to the Pope. Pope running left side across the 50. Falls forward. He's still moving his feet, turning those legs. Well, they're going to have to blow the whistle sometime. Finally, they do after the forward progress, and that's going to be another 1st down, a gain of about 13 for Keandre Pope, and he gained about 8 of that after the initial contact.
And I'm not even sure if I saw his feet. There were so many feet in that pile. He just kept pushing. Good job, Keandre Pope, for the 1st down.
Eventually, the whole offensive line jumped in and just kind of shoved him forward. 9:42 to play, and the turbo clock will be going the rest of the way as Shiloh Christian has a 55-0 lead over the Raiders. The Mad Dog, the pass is complete to Curtis Smith. Curtis across the 30-yard line, close to the 1st down. And I believe that is going to be a 1st down, Jacob. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 30.
It's a little short. 2nd and 1 is my.
You're right. 2nd down and 1. Wishful thinking by the TMC. 2nd down and 1 for the Raiders. Just over 9 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Shiloh Christian up big. 55-0 the score. They give to the Pope. The Pope running right side. He has the 1st down, and he is shoved out of bounds at about the 21-yard line of the Saints. Goes out of bounds, but we're under mercy rule, under sportsmanship rules here, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 21. Maddox Hampton in the backfield. With him is Keandre Pope. They give to the Pope. Pope running right side. He's across the 10, the 5, still moving forward. He's tackled at about the 2-yard line.
That's a good run by Keandre Pope. He broke a few maybe tacklers, gets down to the 2-yard line. Good job, Keandre.
Yep, good run by the Pope. He's about 75 yards away from 1,000 yards on the season. He may get it here in the 2nd half. He's had a couple of 3 big runs here on this drive. So 1st down and goal to go for the Raiders. They give it to the Pope. The Pope running right behind Kobe Miller, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders.
And I like the idea they run the ball to Pope, the senior running back, and I'd follow Kobe Miller to score a touchdown. That's a guy I want to be behind. Good job by Keandre Pope.
So the Raiders on the board on their 1st drive here in the 3rd quarter. (55-6) the score. Nettleton going to kick a PAT, swinging gate formation. Tedder the hold. Joseph Newhung the kick. It is up and it's good. Joseph Newhung, who is well over a 90% average on his PATs, 92% average on his PATs, and he makes another one. And that makes the score 55-7. Shiloh Christian with a lead, but Nettleton with at this point in the game, obviously you're playing for pride. You're playing for your teammates. You don't want to be embarrassed. You want to keep on going, and that says a lot to me about this Raider team. The way they come out on their 1st drive here, Jacob, and just ram the ball right down their throats and into the end zone.
It sure does, because being up 55-0, this Raider team could just lay down and said, "We're done." But they came out, put the pedal to the metal, Brother Jimmy, and ran the ball. Good job, Raider offense.
They stepped on the Hemi, Brother Jimmy. So 55-7 the score. Antonio Alvarez out to kick off. Looks like Batesville and Prairie Grove, they're tied at halftime. Valley View has taken a 14-11 lead over Farmington at halftime. And in the 3rd quarter, Wynn has a 21-14 lead over Harrison. That's the Fearless Friday scoreboard. I want to say a great big thanks to Temple Baptist Church. Our school vehicle was in the shop this morning, so the NTV crew had no way to get here. That's when our neighbors, our friends from the Temple Baptist Church stepped up. Short kick, almost an onside kick. It's fielded by Shiloh, and they are able to grab a hold of it. Mason Howell. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for Shiloh at about their own 42-yard line. But I do want to say big thanks to Temple Baptist Church. They stepped up, let us borrow one of their church vans.
Nice van.
Very nice. I mean, we rode all the way across the state in style. I'm not complaining. I just want to get word to the people at Temple. You may want to get the alignment checked. It has a little bit of a wobble at about 115 miles an hour, so you may want to check the alignment. But we really appreciate the great people at Temple Baptist letting us borrow their church van. It's a run by number 11, Zeke Strong, and he gains 7. It's going to be 2nd down and a long 3. They may call it 2nd down and 6, but he is to the 48-yard line of the Saints. 2nd down and 4. Play is whistle dead. Penalty markers down. Maybe offsides against the Raiders. Actually, they're going to back it up. It must have been an illegal shift or illegal motion against the Saints. So it's going to be 2nd down and 2:50 to play in the 3rd quarter. Turbo clock rolling. Saints up 55-7 over Nettleton. The punt lands about the 35-yard line, rolls, takes a Shiloh Christian roll into about the 19-yard line, and that's where Nettleton will take over 1st down and 10. Here comes the offense. Looked good on the last drive. Marched down the field, scored against the number 3 team in the state, according to Hootens.com. But let me tell you something. It's going to be a tough out. It's going to be a very tough out. Anybody that takes on these Shiloh Christian Saints, they're going to have a battle to beat them, I promise you. According to Hootens.com, the number 1 ranked team in 5A is Little Rock Parkview, followed by Joe T. Robinson, then Shiloh Christian number 3. Maddox Hampton gives to Keandre Pope, bounces out wide right, and he is brought down about the 18-yard line. Maybe a short loss, and it's going to be 2nd down and 11.
And really rough there, just not a lot of moving room and not to work with for Pope there.
So 2nd down and 11 for the Raiders. Ball on their own 19. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, back to pass. It is incomplete. Intended for Cortez Smith. It's going to be 3rd down and 11. 1:12 to play in the 3rd quarter. Turbo clock rolling as Shiloh Christian has a 48-point lead over the Raiders.
And I like the idea there. Put the ball in Cortez Smith's hands. That's worked all season. I'm not sure why it wouldn't work there.
Dance with the one that brung you. That's what how the old saying goes. Maddox Hampton back to pass. Looking deep. Intended for Cortez Smith. Incomplete. And it's going to be 4th down and long for the Raiders. So the Raiders will send their punting team out. Right now they don't have a punter on the field. Yeah, they do. Okay, so Cortez. I see Cortez making his way there. The play clock is at 18. The game clock is at 13. So they do have enough time to get this punt off, but they may just let it roll to the 4th quarter. And they do. Clock strikes 0. End of the 3rd quarter. Your score, Shiloh Christian 55, Nettleton 7. We'll take a 60-second break. When we come back, we'll have the 4th quarter for you. Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Get huge savings now at every Kavanaugh dealership. Kavanaugh has a great selection of late model, low mileage, certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. And most are still under factory warranty. We have every make, every model, so you're sure to find the vehicle you want. And when you buy at Kavanaugh, every new and used purchase comes with 1 year free maintenance. Plus, we buy cars. Bring a vehicle, get a check. Come see us today at one of our dealerships or go to CavanaughCars.com.
The home team at Jonesboro Orthopedic. Asa Schneickel. Dr. Schneickel's an ACE State alum and is Northeast Arkansas's only joint revision surgeon, specializing in several forms of joint replacement. He joins the Jonesboro Sports and Orthopedics team with more than 40 years experience in getting you back in the game. So if you have a sports injury, just some nagging aches, or even need help with concussion management, call JOSM at 932-1820 to schedule an appointment. Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, excelling in our field so you can excel on yours.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Fourth quarter underway. Clock is already rolling. Mercy rule in effect. Sportsmanship rule in effect. The punt is a good one by Curtis Smith. It rolls down to the 43-yard line, and that is where it is down by Blake Brown. And Shiloh Christian will take over with a 55-7 lead. And I am going to step aside here and allow Jacob Linderman to call play-by-play here on this next couple of drives. He'll be joined on color by the guy that was running the camera, Caleb Andrews. So that way I can kind of watch my son play his last few minutes of high school football. Jacob, it's all yours.
Shiloh Christian's in the spread right now. Number 14's quarterback, and Jamarcus Johnson got quite the early jump and then took him down after the whistle. I'm not sure. I think probably going to be a double call because the whistle was way blown after the encroachment, I think is the correct term. He kind of blew the center off the ball. 15 yards. 15 yards extra plus that 5. That's going to be a 20-yard combined penalty. Unnecessary roughness, I'm guessing. Back in the shotgun, it's, I believe, number 14, Talon Williams. That's their freshman quarterback. This Shiloh Christian team's very loaded. The snap to Williams. He gives the ball to number 13. 13 takes it down about to the 25-yard line. Move the chains. Shiloh Christian first down.
That quarterback is just breaking every tackle out there. They cannot get him down.
That was running back.
Running back.
Number 13, Tristan Jackson. He's a sophomore. They have a lot of good talent here at Shiloh Christian. Williams in the shotgun. He gets the snap. He's going to pass. It's the number 11. Number 11, oh, my word. He's hit hard by Colin Shelton.
A WWE-style body slam by Colin Shelton there.
Belly-to-belly suplex, if you may. Williams in the shotgun. Calls the snap. It's a give to number 20. 20, jukes and jives. Move. Is that? I don't think that's good enough to move the chains. I think it's going to be about 2nd down and 2. It's at an awkward angle from the chain gang.
That was a freshman.
They have a lot of good freshmen here at Shiloh Christian. Oh, my word. And he's brought down quick by Danny Gary. Number 20, that is Griffin Mason with the carry. Brought down by Danny Gary. Makes it 3rd down and 3. 8:35 left on the clock. Shiloh Christian getting the play call in. Nettleton getting theirs. Talon Williams, the freshman 3rd-string quarterback for Shiloh Christian. Really good athlete. 13 back there with him. That's Tristan Jackson. He's on the right. 2 split out wide right. Receiver in motion. That's number 11. He's going to drop back to pass. It's picked off by big number 90, and he hauls it forward for a little bit. Insane. Jordan Pegram, interception. It's going to be a Raider ball about at the 13-yard line.
Close range interception. I don't know how he even noticed that ball going by him.
I didn't either. Insane by Jordan Pegram. That's a defensive lineman getting a pick. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't, but if there's somebody to do it, he's the one.
Oh, yeah, he's all-state selection, no doubt. Jordan Pegram, I think he might go down as one of the best defensive linemen in Raider history.
He's got to.
Maddox Hampton gets the snap. It's a give to Keandre Pope. Pope breaks it outside, and he gets about to the 24-yard line. That's good carry by Keandre Pope. I think they're giving him the 25. Move the chains. First down, Raiders.
And the Raiders have put in number 62, Tyler Wheelis, on O-line.
That's a guy you love to watch. Tyler Wheelis, he's been in very little this year. His senior season, I like to watch Tyler Wheelis play.
I mean, the valedictorian for the senior class this year.
He does it all. Football, valedictorian, really smart guy. He's in the chess club. Maddox Hampton in the shotgun. Colin Shelton to his left. He's going to pass it to screen pass to the playmaker. Playmaker, he gets the first down and some. He bodied number 5. That is Dalton Carnes. That's a 5-on-5 hate crime, and Curtis Smith won that one.
Man, he was running that line for yards there.
He sure was, and he's a powerful guy, Cortez. Insane play. Good job. Move the chains. First down, Raiders. Maddox Hampton gets the snap, and that's a give to Colin Shelton. He's a fun running back to watch. He breaks it loose. He's going outside. He gets it down to the 35-yard line. Move the chains again. First down, Colin Shelton.
Colin Shelton is a good player. He's also on the defensive side of the ball.
Colin Shelton does it all. Track star, football star, all-around freak athlete. Good run by Colin Shelton. Hampton in the shotgun. Shelton to his left, 3 out wide. It's a screen pass and a bounce pass, and they whistle it dead. I thought that might have been a backwards lateral. What did you see, Caleb?
I don't know. Maybe it was a basketball-style bounce pass to him.
I think it might have been. It just didn't work out in the Raider favor. I thought, the refs be a little more giving. Christmas season's around the corner. Give the Raiders the opportunity. I guess not. Hampton in the backfield. He gets the snap, and he's going to pass it. It's a wheel route to Q Thompson. Q off his fingertips. Would have been a touchdown. Shiloh Christian saved by God's grace there.
Great throw by Maddox Hampton.
Really good throw. And back in the game is going to be Ian Landrum. Tyler Wheelis got his reps. Good job, Tyler Wheelis. I didn't see an air come in from that left guard's position.
Nope, great work while he was out there.
Sure did. Hampton in the shotgun, and they're going to throw it short pass to Curtis Smith. It worked earlier, and it's going to maybe not work again, I don't think. No, maybe it's a first down. I can't tell. The sideline's close. The chains are close. It's going to be about 4th down and about 3, if my eyes are correct. I say we go for it. We go heavy package. What do you got to lose?
Yeah, have some fun with this game.
It's like watching the water boy. He got nothing to lose. It's Curtis Smith, and he has the first down. Took it to the 16-yard line, and back in the game is Tyler Wheelis.
Tyler Wheelis going in to put in work for Ian Landrum there.
Tyler Wheelis has that dog in him. Did you know that?
He does have that dog in him. He plays in the trenches.
Sure does. Hampton back in the backfield, 3 out left. And it's a give to Colin Shelton. He's met immediately, and he keeps on his feet a little bit, but finally wrestled down by number 59. That is Ben Hammonds. He's a junior for the Shiloh Christian defense. He's a pretty big-sized boy.
Great tackle by Ben Hammonds there.
2nd down and about 10, maybe 11. Hampton in the shotgun. Shelton to his right. In motion is Q Thompson, excuse me. And that's a touchdown, Curtis Smith. There's Curtis Smith, touchdown Raiders. About a 17-yard touchdown, Curtis Smith, Maddox Hampton, touchdown.
Great connection. Those two have been working together perfectly all year.
They sure have. And that's our first passing touchdown of the night. Keandre Pope punching the first one. Second one in, Curtis Smith, Maddox Hampton. Swinging gate formation, Joseph Newhung is now set to kick it, as the Beastie Boys once said. And kick is up. Kick is good. Joseph Newhung remains perfect on the night, 2 for 2 for PATs.
I think that it's going in. The only way that ball's not going to go in is if it's blocked.
Amen. And we're going to take a 30-second break here on the EAB Sports Network.
You raised your family here, did every July 4th here, refinished the floors here twice, sized up your daughter's boyfriends here, waited in the doorway all day when your son was coming home on leave. This place has given you all you've dreamed of, and now it's giving again, in the form of a gourmet kitchen and the quietest dishwasher known to man. Realize your dream with a home equity line of credit from Simmons Bank. Dreams realized. SimmonsBank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval.
And we welcome you back to Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. 55-14, the score here in the fourth quarter. Minute and 23 seconds on the clock, which is rolling constantly on account of the sportsmanship rule. Nettleton kicks the ball off, and Shiloh Christian, the kickoff, was caught, and he just downed it at about 37-yard line. And so victory formation in the last minute, but will be undoubtedly snap and taking a knee. And Shiloh Christian will advance to the second round of the playoffs. Nettleton win their season 7-4. Really appreciate Jacob and Caleb taking over that last series, allowing me to get to watch my son play. Of course, I kind of see him play, but when you call him play-by-play, you know how it is, Jacob. You got to watch the ball.
You sure do.
You don't get to watch the
Warriors.
That's right, the offensive line, and really enjoyed that. Enjoyed watching the Raiders play this whole season. They as Shiloh Christian, they do run a play as they've got their second, third stringers in right now, and short gain, maybe second down and 9. This will be the last play of the game for the Saints. As they give the ball to a running back, and he is brought down, tackled by Keon Stallings, a sophomore who's going to be a star on the team next year and the year after, no doubt about it. He throws him down. The clock strikes 0, and your final score is Shiloh Christian 55, Nettleton 14. Tell you what we'll do. We'll take a 90-second break, and when we come back, we will have the postgame show brought to you by Moore Air Conditioning, and we'll name the JOSM Player of the Week. Back in 90 seconds when with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Downs in the second quarter, made the score 13-0. Nettleton outscored them 14-0 in the second half, but obviously too little, too late, and the final score 55-14. The postgame show presented by Moore Air Conditioning. Make sure you tune in to the Ticket Radio Network Tuesday at 5 as Kate Carlton and Will Oswalt present the Moore Air Conditioning Offensive Lineman of the Week. That's right, Moore is rewarding the guys in the trenches all year long. It's the Moore Air Conditioning Offensive Lineman of the Week, Tuesdays at 5 on the Ticket Radio Network. We appreciate Moore Air Conditioning sponsoring this postgame show. The JOSM Player of the Game, it's a broadcaster's choice, and man, let me think who we should give the player of the game to. I tell you what we'll do. Let's give the player of the game to the offensive line. How about that? They hadn't got the player of the game all year long. Usually it's a skill guy, and so tonight the JOSM player of the game, we're going to give it to the offensive line, the guys in the trenches. Let's call their names out. That's the tight end is Caleb Tedder, the left tackle Kylan Gates, the left guard Ian Landrum, the center is Zach Davis, the right guard Kobe Miller, the right tackle Garrett Campbell. They are the players of the game, brought to you by JOSM, Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. They've been getting you back in the game for more than 40 years. The Raiders are at the 35-yard line in a post-game prayer. thankful for good health. Thankful all the boys stayed safe tonight. Even though we took a loss, 55-14, all the boys are going home safely, and that is wonderful news. Coach Hampton calling them together for one final time for the seniors. And God bless these seniors who are playing their last game. Keandre Pope, Braylon King, Derek Island, Blake Brown, Antonio Alvarez, Miles Williams, Nathaniel Gonzalez, Tristan Crawford, Kobe Miller, Tyler Wheelis, Cam Phillips, Kylan Gates, and Jordan Pegram. Joseph Newhung, I don't know if I got his name in there or not. Joseph Newhung, also a senior. It's tough. Last game is tough, and this is the last time that these seniors are going to be wearing the black and gold. You can bet right now, Jacob, there's a lot of tears out there right now, and a lot of sad hearts. It's going to be a sad ride back to Nettleton for sure. But these guys got nothing to hang their heads about. They played a very tough sport, and they gave it everything that they had this season, and I'm proud of them. Proud of my son, proud of all these seniors, and proud of the Raiders for a great season of Raider football. And the future is bright. A lot of good pieces coming back next year. And let me remind you that the 9th grade team, the junior high team, they went 10-0 this year. So we're going to have an awful lot of talent coming up. That is wonderful news as well. So the future of Raider football, very bright, Raider fans. Do not let one loss get you down, because the future is bright for sure for Raider football. That's about all we can do here. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed the broadcast. If you enjoyed it half as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you, I think it's safe to say that we enjoyed it twice as much as you did.
I sure enjoyed it. Big thanks to you, Mr. Miller, for allowing me to call color for you this year. It's a great opportunity. I'd love doing it. If you need a guy next year, I'll be a senior then.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. You just keep that cell phone handy, because you did a great job, and I appreciate you doing that. I know there's other things that you could be doing on Friday nights, but instead you choose to spend your Friday nights helping the NTV crew. I really appreciate you. Appreciate all the guys. Caleb Andrews, who's done a great job of running the down camera all year long. Caleb Robinson, who has done a great job of running the up camera all year long, as well as Brandon Troutman, who's run the up camera as well, done a great job. Cameron Holder, the director, who's just an extremely sharp young man and has kept the wheels of steel spinning up here. We appreciate Cameron Holder. And Blake Isbell, who was on the crew the first few weeks, and we had the offer for him to come back and be the director of entertainment tonight on the trip, but he was unable to make it. But we appreciate Blake as well for the good work that he's always done for NTV. For Lindsey Miller, for being the boss on the trip. For Jeff McMillan, our statistician. For James Lowry, the producer. And Scotty Goodson, so many people at EAB who make these broadcasts happen. We really appreciate all of them. And Scotty Woodson, I said Goodson. I'm so sorry about that, Scotty. But Scotty Woodson back at EAB, James Lowry, all the producers, all the people at EAB, for Coach Hampton and the coaching staff, and for the players, thank you so much for tuning in for this season of Raider football. Our next broadcast will be Friday night on the hardwood. It'll be a basketball game, Nettleton versus BB at Nettleton Raider Gym. So we're just going to change sports and continue to bring you Raider sports on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Hope to have you with us next Friday night. But this will put an end on the football season, and it ends at Shiloh Christian as the Saints defeat the Raiders 55-14. What a great season. Thank you for being a part of it. And as always, leave you with these words: Raider pride is justified. Raider pride forever.